song review, dear listener. There's the filthy capitalist option, as Sori says. 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. You get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. This is going to be an interesting one.
All right. MF Doom Deep Dive. Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Type 22 if you can hear us okay. You guys know we got them technical difficulties, but my indicators are indicating that we're in pretty good shape. So let me know. Type 22 if you guys can hear. Let me know. Okay, guys. So MF Doom.
Okay, MF Doom, one of the wait a minute. So this is for the big homie Negative Vibes, and River is also in on this one. One of several rap alter egos of London-born but New York-raised Daniel Dumile from 1971 to 2020 is a rapper like none other, famous for dizzying lyrical rhymes, rhythms, and the tendency to rhyme every syllable in a long phrase, or even rhyme every part of a line with every part of the following rhyme to an extent that it almost feels avant-garde. In the songs that follow, we will go through just a small number of highlights in his career. He also has other albums released as a couple of different alter egos. Most notably, Victor... What is this, babe? Mr. Vaughn?
Victor Vaughn?
And King...
Kadira?
To keep this list from going on forever, though, we'll be focusing on his main body of work, Doom. Handles the majority of his own production, though he also does full record collaborations with other producers from time to time, several of which are featured tonight. Note for Sori. As we're going through these songs, if things get hard to follow, it's helpful to just listen to the way that everything rhymes with everything else, because that's really where Doom shines. Thank you. Okay, so the first song that we're going to do is called Go With The Flow, and this is off Doom's debut album 1999, Operation Doomsday. Prior to his solo work, he was part of the rap group KMD, along with his brother under the alias Zev Love X, but that group disbanded after the death of his brother in 1994. Adopting the persona loosely based on Marvel's Doctor Doom, MF Doom set himself out as a supervillain in the hip-hop world. Okay,
here we go. MF Doom. I watched a documentary on this dude a couple hours ago because, you know, I wanted to do... Seemed like he was an important guy. Rest in peace to the homie. He died at the young age of 49 last year, or earlier this year, actually.
Wow.
But anyway, I was doing some research on him. He's a really crazy cat because, like, when he talked about, they asked him why he wears his mask and everything.
Yeah.
And he gave an answer very, very similar to Slipknot at the beginning, which was, it doesn't matter how you look. You know, it just matters about what you do with the music.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously also the benefits of anonymity where you can turn your fame on and off.
Yeah.
He was talking about that too. But in the documentary, it was really, he was talking about, especially when he came around, if it was 1999, was 1999 the debut of his first record? Because if that's the case, hip-hop had really become nothing but a commercial. It was just so commercialized.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, it's about what you wore, what shoes you wore. You know, Big would talk about Versace this. Everything was about the clothes that you wore and the champagne that you were drinking.
Oh, okay.
And so, anyway, he was talking about how commercialized hip-hop was at the time, which, matter of fact, I stopped listening to hip-hop pretty much around 1999, 2000. Because of that. That's when I discovered Korn, Woodstock 99. That's when I was done with rap, because it was just all the big rappers were, and it wasn't easy to find underground stuff.
His first solo came out in 99.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense that it was out of that sort of milieu that the MF Doom character really took form, and he wore the mask and stuff because...
So nobody knew who it was, or they did?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the industry... everybody knows each other, but as far as like the general public, they really didn't know who he was. I mean, I was watching in the documentary, he was playing at the bar, at some club, and he was like at the bar drinking with everybody. Everybody left him alone, and then when he put on his mask and went out there, the whole crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so they didn't know who he was, which...
That's convenient, I think.
It had the same effect with Slipknot. I remember that's what happened. Like, we met them mask off, and it was like... a surreal experience. It was very weird, very strange. But anyway, I didn't want to like bog. Sorry, River. Sorry, negative vibes. I didn't want to bog people down, but I did think the documentary was cool because he was really like just about the music.
Is that the one that I sent you the link for from Negative?
Yeah, but they didn't really feature MF Doom a lot. They were talking about all good rappers like Rakim and Big and all that, and it was good. But I wanted to see like more about the person, like who is this guy? What was he about? You know, was the mask just a gimmick or was there some meaning behind it? And to me, he sounded like a genuine dude. He sounded like he just focus on the music. Don't worry about what I'm wearing. Don't worry about what I look like. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because they had Talib Kweli, and Talib Kweli was talking about him and said that he would bet $1 million on him versus Lil Wayne in a rap battle, which is a huge compliment, especially from a New York rapper like that. And anyway, all right, here we go. MF Doom.
Go with the flow.
Go with the Flow is song numero uno, and this is our very first MF Doom song because I've never listened to this guy.
Oh, you've never? Oh, really? Okay.
No,
I thought you like heard of him.
He came out in '99, and that's when I pieced out from hip hop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, I just missed this guy apparently. All right, Go with the Flow is song number 1. Let's do it. Got the Dr. Doom thing right there.
Yo, I like to check this microphone before I start right quick. Microphone check 2 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Big up all the Monster Allen Massive. And beware before I triple dare you like the last kid who asked me what we don't got that you got, son. For one flow that's elementary, my dear Watson. Secondly, ever since I was little, not so much to riddle, least rhyme to the syllable. Keep tracks and make an A-rap deep clap with no hands. I chop these drums off truly yours, G-rap. Actual fact, relax. In this land of lyrical lost black, I'm not the cool sleep stack. The one who might stop and talk to you. Poison to few. Niggas who be biting styles, I'm like pork too. Ooh, what you got to lose? Let mud fly. When I got blues, I two whole crews that's bud dry. So I ask why. The stars from the set shit be fucking with my eye as I pull it to the chest. The super motherfucking villain grip the mic with an iron hand. Throwing them seeds to the fire from out the frying pan. It ain't no use in trying, man. Son, stop crying. Frontin' like you deaf to find. Need to stop lying. Speak your piece. Only once you're spoken to first. Now let me hear your verse while I'm choking you with well refined rhymes like an editor. Throw them to my collections of skulls and spines like Predator. Fuck around. The only niggas who could hear the same sound was Jet Jaguar and James Brown. Yeah, only them. And I'm glad I took the time to write their names down just to big them up. I like to say hi, it's Sci-Fly, the Ard Merlin. That's quick to whip up a script like Rod Serling. Who I on bad bitch who used to whip the Sterling. Who Seagull Toba, never Seagull Erlin. My man Grimm had his little monkey like Space Ghost. Me, myself, I got flavors that outtakes most. With numb gum, some rhymes is late toast. Back to you, MF Doom, you late show host. S to the U to the P-E-R-A. Who chronicle these times in a 3D horror. Thriller Pono, co-starrer in a real drama. Who break bread with stingy kinmen, Indian borrower. Lone gunman who candidly flip fly flows. Single-handedly with one eye closed. In a fly pose. No shirt, Aleye, May. See me stack the $250,000 cash pay. That's that in a smash way. How we did it. Motherfuckers probably couldn't peep it past a minute. Exquisite scripts, the quick shit. Go with the flow. That's how we do it though. Hey yo, I'd like to give a special shout out. Rock Emma's the L, Rockwell, to the depths of hell, pure mathematics, folding stacks like craftmatics. See justice, supreme love of law, prince love of law. So I'm in Master Sword. Sharpon law and Lord Yahoo. Peace. Yo. I'm out. VS, shout out, Cole, MF Grim, the magician.
Apparently he self-produced this one.
Yeah.
According to Negative Vibes.
Yeah.
GM. Calm. City strong. Here we go. Let's go with the flow. Yeah, here we go. Let's go with the flow. Yeah, here we go. Let's go with the flow. I wanna say, go with the flow.
Okay, that was Go With The Flow. MF Doom
Metal
song.
Phase 2. Your concurrence in the above is assumed.
Your concurrence in the above is assumed. That was KMF. What? I keep saying I keep thinking KMFDM, but that's a band.
Doom.
MF Doom.
Go with the
Go
flow.
with the flow. Okay, that came out in 1999. That dude had a. Okay, so now I understand the song. So, like if you're a rapper, one of the categories that defines if you're a good rapper is your flow. Mm-hmm. So your flow, so for example,
the rhyme.
Well, it's not the rhyme, but it's basically a combination between your style and the cadence that you normally use. So for example, Bone Thugs had their flow was quick, right? You know, like we kill it, my murder.
Yeah.
That quick,
Yeah.
right? And then Big had another kind of flow. And now there's this one group called the Migos, and everybody's copying their flow. Like if you hear modern rappers now, they're like gonna da da gonna ga. That came from one rap group, and now everybody is copying that flow.
Okay.
So that's what you call a flow. It's like your style, your cadence, and how you approach, to where you don't even have to necessarily hear the artist. Like once you hear the artist, you know it's him, even if you like Jay-Z, you can immediately recognize. It doesn't matter what song he's on, who he's playing with, whatever.
Yeah.
So when you hear the title "Go With The Flow," it's a double entendre, right? Like on the one hand, it's listen to the music and vibe to the music, but the other is to witness basically MF Doom's flow, to watch how his rap style, that's his flow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this style right here sounds close to me to be you didn't listen to a lot of Wu-Tang Clan.
I didn't listen to a lot of any of that.
Yeah, the beat sounded like
The
very
only time
Wu-Tangy.
I heard that type of music was just kind of what came mainstream across the radio. It's 50 Cent.
Okay. Yeah, Wu-Tang wasn't big on radio, especially in Maine. You know what I'm saying? It's not a diss. I'm just saying it just wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he sounds like that kind of a rapper. The beats are very similar to Wu-Tang Clan. He sounds a lot like Ghost. There's a rapper named Ghostface Killer on Wu-Tang. He sounds very much like that. And I remember, especially around that time, like I said, I was starting to lose more and more interest in rap. But the guys that were still serious about it and still rap battling at the lunch table, all of them were giant Wu-Tang fans. All the really lyrical dudes who were almost religious about the way they did their music. It was just a hobby, and I got bored with it. By the time I hit senior year, I wanted something else. That's when I found Korn. The rest is history. But Like the real serious rappers, all of them were big fans of Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
They all rapped like that. They all had that same style, and all of them were like crazy lyrical. They were like so good. But that style was becoming less and less popular, less and less visible. Even on the Hot 97, which was a radio station in New York, they were just like a non-factor because like it was so flooded with Puff Daddy and all of his guys, and then everybody started copying Puffy, and then everybody sounded exactly the same because they were literally sampling music. That was one of the that's a big thing. Like Puffy would literally do that. He would take songs like, I don't know if you've ever heard the song "Been Around the World and I can't find my baby." Well, Puff took that, he sampled that beat, and even on the chorus he's like, "Been around the world and I've been playing, I hate it." It was just like that, right? So, but those songs were so big in the 80s, so that's where his genius came in, is because the songs were blowing up 10 years prior, but they weren't part of hip-hop culture. They were part of pop culture. So we hadn't heard them before. So he sampled all this stuff from the 80s, and of course it was a hit to us. We're like, oh shit. But in reality, this was all stuff from the 70s and 80s. I mean, he was a genius the way he did it. Like when Puff actually had to like create something original, he was horrible.
That's not like, I was gonna say, but that's not copyrighted in some way?
Oh yeah, he was in court and all the rest of it. But my point was, once people found that formula, everybody started doing it.
I see.
You know, and they literally would talk about it, like, take hits from the 80s, make it sound so crazy. Like, they would literally say it in the song itself.
What?
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. So, that's when I just started getting more and more disinterested with rap music.
I see.
But the guys that were, like, really serious, this is how they sounded. Like, the serious rappers, like, this is how they sounded. They sounded like this. They listened to a lot of Ghostface, who a lot of people think is probably one of the most lyrical guys in Wu-Tang Clan. And this dude's flow, I mean, yeah, I'll give it to him. His flow is unbelievable. So we'll break down the lyrics, but I could see why this guy's got a crew. If we're only in song 1, so we're gonna have to look if he can maintain a flow like this and a style like this through all 8 songs. Then I'll understand all the hype around him.
I don't think all 8 are him though. We've got 1, 2, 3. 4.
I'm sure all 8 of them either have him or feature him.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. Big up all the Monster Island Massive. Okay, so Monster Island was one of the groups that he was in. I saw that in the documentary.
Okay.
And beware for I triple dare you like the last kid who asked me what we don't got that you got, son. For one, flow that's elementary, my dear Watson. So he's got son, and then he rhymes that with Watson. Beware before I triple dare you. The only thing I can think about that is, what do you call that? It's a Tarantino movie. And the guy was saying something, and then the black guy, you've heard me quote, "I'll strike down upon thee with furious anger, blah, 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 then you'll know that I'm the Lord." Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's obviously originated in the Bible, but that quote was in the mouth of Samuel Jackson in this Tarantino flick. But anyway, at the beginning of the movie, the guy kept saying why or where or something like that. And he's a hitman, so he's like, "I dare you to say it again." The guy said it, and then he goes, "I double dare you to say it again." So he says it again, and then he blows him away.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So if you look here, Pulp Fiction, there it is, Pulp Fictions. Right. So if you go here, he'll say, "Beware before I triple dare you like the last kid."
Oh.
See what I'm saying? So like you'd have to be familiar with Pulp Fiction to get that. What's up, Pony? Secondly, ever since I was little, no, not so much to riddle, least rhyme to the syllable, keep tracks that make an Arab thief clap, which is a brilliant line. Keep tracks that would make an Arab thief clap. What happens in the Sharia if you're a thief? They cut your hand off. Oh. So he's got tracks so good he can make an Arab thief clap.
That's so bad.
How can you clap with one hand? You see what I'm saying? Like, he's so good that people can clap with one hand. Like, it's not politically correct, but it's 1999. We didn't know all this politically correct shit. Jeez, Plus, it's like, you're a thief. So, who's going to feel bad for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a thief, bro. So, they chopped your hand off. Like, look, somebody stole my cell phone one time. I wanted to hurt that person.
Yeah, I guess it depends on why they're stealing.
I was about to hurt that person.
Yeah.
And actually, that was when I was in Kentucky.
Did you get it back?
That person actually ended up in jail. Yeah, we got him locked up. That was my, that was my first assignment down there. You should. I told you. I sent him a text. I said, "Listen, man. I played a pickup game. I was like, listen, trust me. You want to give me back my fucking phone, bro? I'm telling you." Okay. Yeah. They jammed him up.
For how long?
They jammed him up. Not long, but I mean.
It's still the idea of it.
So you don't know whose phone you're taking all the time, you thief. I feel bad for you. Okay. Secondly, ever since I was little, not so much a riddle, least rhyme to the syllable, keep tracks that make an air, thief clap. With no hands, I chop these drums off. See?
So bad.
Truly yours, G-Rap. Okay, so Cool G-Rap is another rapper. If you're really like into storytelling rap, like where you tell an actual story, Cool G, I would rank. I say Big was the best, but Cool G Rap right under that.
Really?
Was the best storyteller.
I like storytelling,
as
obviously.
a rapper. Unbelievable. So we'll keep going.
So I know that Big is your favorite. Like, you think he's the all-time greatest?
He's the greatest, yeah.
That's what I mean.
B.I.G., yeah.
But do you think that, like, do you like story rap? Or are you just saying he's the greatest because he's the objectively
I like story rap too. For sure. I think it's like, it's a high art form. That's why I had so much respect for that dude yesterday from My Chemical Romance. Because he's also writing a comic book story and whatever. And I'm like, yo, his ability to do that, so it's actually like a legit thing. It's in its third season now. Like, I admire the hell out of that. Anybody that can like do that story rap shit is unbelievable to me. Okay. So his punchlines here are crazy. Okay, the ones who might stop and talk to you, poisoned a few niggas who be biting styles like I'm pork too.
I don't get that.
Get it?
No.
Okay, so if you biting, what's up, Kim? Okay, so if you biting somebody's style, that means you're copying them. That's what we used to say.
Yeah.
So you know, like in Islam and 5% of theology, pork is bad for you.
Yeah.
It's poison, trichinosis, whatever. So look, he says, poison a few niggas who be biting styles like I'm pork.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? Because you bite into pork, it poisons you. So he's poisoning the rappers that are biting his style. You see what I'm saying? Because yeah, you're trying to copy him, but immediately people gonna be like, man, you sound like MF Doom. You see what I'm saying? So you just poison yourself. Well, like, you got the attention because your flow sounds nice, but that's only because you're copying him. So that's a pretty that's a good bar. That's a pretty good bar. It's a pretty good bar. Ooh, what you got to lose? Let mud fly. When I get blues, I chew a whole cruels. That's Bud Try. Golly. When I got blues, I chew a whole cruise. That's Bud Dry. No.
No, babe, no. It's gonna be no on all of these.
Okay.
Okay, so when I got blues, that makes me think, okay, like the blues, like depression. I chew whole cruise.
Yeah.
Like he just like spits out his raps and chews them out. Like he wins. That's Bud Dry.
He could eat everybody in the area, basically. So when he says chew, so when you eat another rapper, that means you're a better rapper than him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said. I said he spits raps.
Right. So like all of your friends, all of your buddies are like wiped clean, basically.
Okay.
That's Bud Dry. All your buddies are dry, like that
like
means
a
they're
fire
wiped
on
clean.
like if your buds are dry, they're gonna burn fast like that. Like he's gonna destroy them quickly.
Well, like dry in the sense that there's not even blood left. That's how consumed they are.
Okay.
So all your buddies are dry, basically. When I get blues, I consume whole crews. That's Bud Dry. It's a pretty crazy play on words, and this is gonna be a long night. Holy smokes! Throwing MCs to the fire out the frying pan. Ain't no use in trying, man. Son, stop crying. Fronting like you death defying. You need to stop lying. Right there. I just love flows like that, period. I just love flows like that, period. The way it just goes off. Like, the super motherfucking villain gripped the mic with an iron hand. Throwing MCs to the fire out the frying pan. It ain't use in trying, man. Son, stop crying. Fronting like you death defying. You need to stop lying. Like, it's just... That's what he means by flow, like the way he can just keep going and going and going and going, and there's rhymes within the rhymes. That shit is crazy. That shit is unbelievable. This is just song number 1. Okay. What else stuck out to you? Because I could see here now I'm going to have to explain everything, but go ahead, continue.
Nothing stuck out to me. I just listened to the flow. I said, that sounds nice. It was smooth. This is not my thing. And like pretty much none of these lyrics, like probably if I sat down and there was a gun to my head, I could figure out some of them. But I mean, this is not, I think that you should just pick out something like, I think you should pick out a couple of your favorite parts that you thought were the best, and that's what we should do.
But look at his range here. I'd like to say hi. It's Sci-Fly, the Odd Merlin. So I think that's probably with another rapper, right? Go with the Flow. Was Go with the Flow all him, or was there another rapper there? Okay, so let's do it this way. So we're gonna have to rank the lyrics. Obviously, I'll take care of the lyrics. The beat, and then the overall vibe. So we'll go that way. So you combine those, and then that's how we'll score this. Okay. All right. So, how did you feel about the beat? Did you like the beat? Was it a chill beat or what?
It felt chill to me, yeah. And I thought that the flow was good. I liked, like, you know, it feels like it's doing like that. You know what I mean? And it's circling around and doing that. So I felt like it was a good smooth flow. And there's been rap that you showed me that I'm like, nah, I don't like that. But this, right. I liked this guy. I mean, I like it when there's something in the lyrics that I can pick up on and kind of relate to. But obviously, like, he's singing about being able to rap better than everybody around and stuff. So it's like, this is completely unrelatable to me. I can't even understand your lyrics. Never mind trying to write a rap that's going to destroy everybody around me. So so the lyrics completely were unrelatable to me, and so that does make it a little bit more difficult. I see if it's a story, even if the story is unrelatable to me, and I've never been in a situation like that, I can feel for the story. But when it's, I can't really throw in with this one. I liked it though. I mean, yes, I like the sound of it. Yes,
Pody, please do so. That way, Ben doesn't show up in disguise. Okay, song number 1 for me was a solid 9. Solid 9. What'd you give it?
8.7.
All right, guys, we will see more and more coming very soon. MF freaking Doom. The next song is gonna be called Figaro, which I'm assuming is like Figaro. We're coming right back. Vid out.
Sori out.
Go. And commercial break. We shall return. I'm Ben.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village. Facebook.com/VinandSori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Our merch indeed. A challenge shall lead them to buy our merch. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. This is MF Doom, also known as Mad Villain. So when he's Mad Villain, he's collabing with somebody.
Oh,
let me see.
okay.
It's still Doom depending on who he collabs with. He changes the artist's names, etc. Okay. So anyway, we're doing a deep dive of MF Doom. We're going to listen to a bunch of his songs to get the full sort of je ne sais quoi of the big homie. Rest in peace to him. Song 1 was Go With The Flow. I was definitely feeling it because I'm from the East Coast. And it was East Coast like gutter rap, not that shiny rap, even though to be honest with you, I still like the shiny rap. Mace is my favorite rapper. So, like, you know, it's kind of hypocritical. But see, Mace was the original shiny rapper.
What does shiny mean?
Shiny means, like, literally, like, they would be in the videos, and the videos were, like, they had these pastel colors. Mm-hmm. Like the Mo Money, Mo Problems video, he's in a bright green pastel suit, and Puff is in this bright red pastel suit. It was very shiny. There were disco balls everywhere. I mean, it was literally shiny. It was literally called shiny suit rap, people used to call it.
Oh, well, those girls in that song, the antagonist one yesterday, were wearing shiny outfits.
Wait. They're saying they can't hear anything. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, see right here. NAQ knows that the bad boy era, right? So, even though I didn't like shiny rap, I did love Mace. But if you actually listen to Mace, Mace was saying some hard shit. But then Puffy got to him and ruined him. That's why he said, I was murder. P. Diddy made me pretty. Did it for the money, so can you get with me? Very good song. Okay, here we go.
All right, song 2.
This is giving me flashbacks here to my old hood. Go ahead.
Mad Villain, Figaro. This track is from a legendary 2004 collaboration album with the producer Madlib and released under the artist name Mad Villain, with the album title Mad Villainy. This album was his first critical success and cemented him as well-known name among underground circles. This record is considered by most fans to be his best, though my personal favorite is MM, Food, which we will get into later. Note, the link here is to the video that shows all the rhymes highlighted with color to help provide a visual on just how insanely well rhymed his verses are. Vinny showed me a video like this. I don't remember who it was from, but it was very interesting. I don't think it should get blocked, but if not, feel free to grab an audio link only and watch this one on the side. So, which have you decided to do?
I'm doing the
You going all in?
Yeah, I'm going all in. Let's see what happens. Okay, according to Just a Clown, Mad Villainy is a masterpiece. So we're about to experience history here, dear listener. Figaro, rhymes highlighted, MF Doom. Hopefully, inshallah, let us get this one because it'll show what he does with his rhymes, and I think that's really fascinating. Okay. That's it.
The rest is empty with no brain, but the clever nerd, the best MC with no chain you ever heard. Take it from the Tech 9 holder. David don't know they neck shine from Shinola. Everything that glitter ain't fish scale. Let me think, don't let her faint, get Ishmael. A shot of Jack got her back, it's not an act stack. Forgot about the cackalack, holler back, clack, clack, blocker. Villainy, feel him in your heart, chakra, chart topper. Start shit stopper, be a smart shopper. Shot a cop day around the way, bout to stable. Who to know is too molded, wonder where the shooter go. Bout to jet, get him, not a bet, bet him. Let him spit the venom, said him, got a lot of shit with him. Let the rhythm hit him. Stronger in the other voice, we makes the joints that make them spread them butter moist, man, please. Stage made of panties, from the age of baby hoochies on to the grannies. Ban me the dough rake, daddy, the flow make her fatty shake. Patty cake for fake. If he wasn't need a baker's man, he'd take her for her masters. Hit it once and shake her hand. Want some old thank you, ma'am, and ghost her. She can mind the toaster if she signed the poster. A whole host of roller coaster riders, not enough tracks. Hot enough black, that's too hot to handle. You got blue sandals, who shot you, who got you? New spots to vandal. Do not stand still, boast your skills close, but no krills. Toast for polils, post no bills. Coast to coast, Joe Smoes flows ill. Go chill, not supposed to overdose, no dose pills. Off pride tykes, talk wide, do scar me. Off sides, like how Warp ride with Starfleet. Told ya, on some get rich shit. As he gets older, he gets colder than a witch tit. This is it, make no mistakes. Where my nigga go? Figaro. Old beats in my rhymes attack. A scary act, all black like Miss Mary Mack. Wait till you see him live on the piano. Doom sings soprano like una dos piano. My mama told me, blast him, pass her glass of OE. Not to be troublesome, but I could sure use a quick shot of double rum. No stick of bubble gum. I like ice cream. We could skip the wedding. Have a nice dream. She only let him stick her head in.
Aww. MF Mark Doom. Hopefully you guys are still around. I'm waiting for Dwayne to tell us that the Beatles inspired this song. Mr. Imagine all the people putting something together like this lyrically.
Babe, remember you showed me a rap song like that where it was color coded like that?
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember?
Well, that all came from Genius. So Big had that. They analyzed Biggie's with
such a friggin' good idea.
Hypnotize, yeah. But it just shows you like
the genius, because especially for the uninitiated, you just hear the ending, and so you think that they're just keep rhyming the ending. You don't realize that they're rhyming syllables within words, with other syllables within other words. Right.
And then
ridiculous.
The other side of it that's difficult is the timing. Like knowing how hard it is. Like if you're writing music, which we are, like timing is one of the hardest things to really master. So when these guys are putting rhymes inside rhymes and things like that, they're like cutting syllables here, accenting here. Like there's a whole lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of references too, like that you get when you look at it over and over again. I mean, granted, what year did this song come out, guys? This was on the
2004.
2004.
Collaboration.
Dwayne says John Lennon was our first rapper. The rest is empty with no brain, but the clever nerd, the best MC with no chain that you ever heard. So right there.
Can you just give me an overall? What are we talking about in this rap?
He's talking about life as he sees it, but again, this is one of those things where he's saying like he's one of the best rappers in the world, etc., which is a staple in rap. Like you always have to talk about how good you are. Like that's Jay-Z. Like one of his nicknames is Hova, Jehovah, like Jehovah, because he, a lot of people don't know this song, but
Jay-Z.
Yeah, they call me Jehovah because the flow is religious. Like so after that everybody started calling him. So Hove is like one of Jay-Z's nicknames is Jehovah. It's unbelievable.
So that's kind of weird.
So like they're that's part of rap. Like you have to say that you're better than everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, but putting yourself like on the Jehovah level, like, okay, black people are usually more religious, like deeply religious.
Yeah,
Jay-Z. Like, remember we were watching that rap thing and the white kid threw the Bible on the ground and they were all like, no.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm surprised
Jay-Z's the only one that's ever went that far with the self-adulation to actually like take the proper name of God.
Yeah.
Like there is Rakim and Allah.
And did anybody boycott him after that?
Nah,
or people
I didn't get boycotted for it. I mean, I remember just doing the dishes the first time I heard it. I was like, yo! I called my brother. I was like, this nigga Jay-Z just called himself Jehovah, bro. He's like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, he's getting shot guaranteed. Nigga, he's getting shot guaranteed. He never got shot, though. Shout out to Jay-Z.
Still going around.
But, I mean, he's just saying, like, the rest is empty with no brain but the clever nerd, which he's talking about himself. The best MC with no chain you ever heard. Again, the chain would be the jewelry, right? Like, because everybody's rapping about jewelry and all this dumb shit. He's saying I'm the best MC with no chain that you ever heard. Take it from the tech.
Oh, in other words, I don't need the jewelry to be the best. I am the best.
Right. I'm not one of those shiny rappers.
I don't need
basically.
That. Yeah.
Like
okay.
That was like the time period, like the shiny rapper shit, man. It was too much.
Good for him.
It was too much for me. Like it's so funny to me. Like if it wasn't for the shiny rappers, there would be no Vin and Sori, because it was the shiny rappers that made me see. I like DMX because DMX was raw and he was like it was like very active and he was telling you stop, shut him down, open up. You like DMX? Very simple rhymes. All I know is pain.
Wow, babe.
All I see is rain. How can I maintain with that shit on my brain?
You just basically call me a simple bitch.
But no, I'm just saying like like that was the shit I was into because it was aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what led me to see Corn at Woodstock because I was looking for DMX. And then I saw corn, and I was like, whoa, this blows DMX out of the water. Like, you want to talk about angry
How did they
shit.
end up at the same show?
It's Woodstock. It was like this. It's just,
Oh, so it's
everybody comes in.
Oh, yeah, they have different sections, right? And you can kind of
Yeah.
go around. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. When this came out, it was the height of underground rappers versus mainstream rappers. It was such a contrast of what was going on with hip hop. True. Take it from the Tech 9 holder. Tech 9 is a gun, right? Tech 9, my cousin. We got in trouble. Our entire family got in trouble one time. We had to go to Brooklyn, and my cousin Gary. So we had to like basically like live around them. He's like, yo, I got Tech 9 under my pillow right now. Like, we go see these niggas. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, man, yeah, whatever. Then we went to his room to watch like WWF. Sure enough, big ass fucking. It's like it was big to me at the time. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta look at what it looks like.
I'd never seen a Tech before. I was like, holy shit, this guy is out of his fucking mind, bro.
What?
Yeah.
That's what he had under his pillow?
He had a Tech on his bed. Yeah, like he wasn't playing around. Shout out to Gary. Hopefully, I gotta check on the homie.
Jeez.
Okay, so he says, take it from the Tech 9 holder. But they don't know the next shine from Shinola. Everything that glitters ain't fish scale. Let me think. Don't let her Don't let her faint. Get Ishmael. That line is crazy to me. So fish scale is the weights that they used to use to weigh out their drugs, because you sell drugs by the weight, right?
Okay. Everything that glitters ain't fish scale, so I thought it was like the scales on a fish. You know, if you've seen it
Right.
shine in the water.
But that's the double entendre, right?
Oh, okay. So that was part of
Because
it.
fish scales.
Yeah, I got one.
No, they do. Fish scales do glitter.
Yeah.
Like if they hit, they like look like rainbows actually. So not everything that glitters is fish scale, but fish scale was also the weighting system that you used to use when you were weighing out crack, et cetera, et cetera. Because
Oh,
it was
really?
in rocks. That's how you weigh it. Like you get an ounce, you get this. If you go to buy, you know what I'm saying? So it's such a good double entendre, that thing. It's not everything that glitters ain't fish scale. Okay. And then it says, don't let her faint. Let me think. Don't let her faint. Get Ishmael. Think about that line.
You mean Ishmael in the Bible?
Don't let her faint. Get Ishmael.
Oh, because he was about to faint for not having the food?
Right? Remember?
Yeah.
So.
But don't let her?
Yeah, because his mom was there, and then she put Ishmael. This is a Bible. This is a Bible story. So Ishmael and his mother are in the wilderness by themselves, and it says that she put the child.
I totally had a totally different story in my head.
She put the child away from her because it says he didn't want to hear.
Oh.
She didn't want to hear. She didn't want to hear the child die.
Oh my
Ishmael.
God.
She didn't want to hear Ishmael die, and because the boy was growing faint, and then but God answered her and took care of of Ishmael. But that's just such a crazy line to me. Let me think. Don't let her faint. Get Ishmael. Everything that glitters ain't fish scale. That line is deep, bro. That's a deep line from MF Doom right there. A really deep line. I shot up Jack, got her back. It's not an axe stack. So now he's going back into the real world. A shot of Jack, got her back. So Jack Daniels, whatever. Forgot about the cat clack, holla back, clack clack blocka. Those are guns, right?
I assumed it was.
Feeling in your heart chakra, in your heart chakra, chart topper. Woo! You know your chakra, all that new age shit, like your energy, man, your vibe. So he's saying villainy, talking about himself, right? Feel him in your heart chakra, chart topper. So like he writes raps that are so deep that you'll feel it spiritually. But he also has the potential to be a chart topper, like to have pop success, which
okay, all right.
Usually those things don't go together, right? Usually those things don't go together, right?
Right.
Here's Richard Taylor, which was one of the reasons I love rap and double and triple meanings. Ishmael is also the narrator of Moby Dick, Fish Cake, and Moby Duck is a whale. Moby Dick is a whale. So if you go up, right, everything that glitters ain't fish scale. Let me think. Don't let her faint. Get Ishmael. So that could be another avenue where he was using that.
Yeah.
So it could be a double, quadruple entendre. The most I've seen is a triple entendre, but I think Jay-Z has done a quadruple once.
Oh,
But
really?
Yeah, once. I'm not sure. But look how how dense that rhyme scheme is. Villainy, feel him in your heart chakra, chart topper. Boom. Start shit stopper, be a smart shopper. Right? Do you see what he's saying? So one is he's saying he's hitting you in your heart chakra, which is like, that's a deep rhyme, but then like that's not supposed to be something that sells a bunch of records, but he's able to do both without compromising. That's what he's saying. And then he says, start shit, stop it, be a smart shopper. Meaning, don't start shit, stop shit, be smart.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb. So people that start shit are dumb. People who stop shit are smart. Like, that's the other thing is like, sometimes these rappers, especially conscious rappers, I mentioned Talib Kweli, they will slip the medicine in with the sugar.
Yeah, I'm glad that there are some that do that because,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like when he said at the beginning about the necklace, was it on this one or was this? No, it was this one, right? Yeah, that he doesn't need the chains to be able to be known.
The best MC with no chain you ever heard.
Yeah, I liked that because I was like, you got these kids dying over friggin' jewelry. It's bullshit.
Right.
So I liked hearing him say that because I felt like he was putting it out there right away. Like, I don't even need that to.
Dudes were literally dying over jewelry.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's
not
sad.
gonna talk about it again, but yeah, I mean, he wasn't my close friend or anything like that. But yeah, I knew dudes that like died over fake jewelry, much less real jewelry. And that shit is still happening, bro. What's his face?
And there's tons of kids that died over fucking shoes.
Yeah, yeah, but like a rapper, they showed up in his, so
sad.
In his little hotel, and he had his chain on him. They caught him in a shower, buck ass naked. He had his chain on, and they took his chain, and then he chased them from outside the shower. He had no gun, so they shot him a bunch of times, like dumb shit. Like let him have the chain, but you can't because they're gonna go on Instagram. They're gonna put your chain up there. Then you were saying you were a gangster, and then blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah.
but I feel like those conversations have to happen before they're in the actual moment to like establish that. So then you get it into their mind that like is this worth your life? You know what I mean? Like, because I think that all of a sudden they land themselves in a situation. I mean, who expects people to roll up on you when you're in the friggin' shower? And then all of a sudden you're in this situation, and I think that these kids, they react, then they end up dead.
Yeah, that was Pop Smoke. He was, made it out of the gutter, and he was flashing his jewelry. He was it was his.
And it was fake jewelry.
No.
No, this one was real. He had it in the shower, so I guess it's real.
It's these gang of kids that rob, like they robbed Sandra Bullock. They rob like high profile people because. They're not thinking that kids from that neighborhood are gonna like be in their neighborhood, so he flashes all this jewelry, and then they found him. They took his shit and they killed him. But like stuff like this where he's like,
that's so sad.
Start shit, stop it, be a smart shopper. Shot a cop. Then the next line, shot a cop a day around the way about to stay, but who'd have known there's two moles that wonder where the shooter go. About to jet, get him, not a bet, dead him. Let him spit the venom, set him. Got a lot of shit with him. Let the rhythm hit him. It's stronger in the other voice. We make the joints that make him spread them butter moist. Man, please, the stage is made of panties. So basically here, he's talking about people talking about, killing cops, being all hard and all this shit. And he's saying this right here, though. Let the rhythm hit him. It's stronger in the other voice. So in my view, it's like you can go two ways. Like one way, you can shoot and do all this gun shit. Or the other way is to do it with your words.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let us hit the venom, got a lot of shit with him. Let the rhythm hit him, it's stronger in the other voice. We make the joints. Joints in this context is a song. That make him spread them butter moist. Which is he's talking about girls. Like, see what I'm saying? He's like, he writes rhymes and then the girls, whatever.
No, Vin, I don't understand.
Well, the next line will help you. Man, please. The stage is made of panties in the age of baby hoochies onto the grannies.
Ew, is he saying from the young to the old? They're all into.
Yeah, they're all throwing panties on the stage. Yada, yada, yada.
Oh my god, that's such a gross way of saying it.
They flow, make her fatty shake, patty cake. For fake, if he was Anita Baker's man, he'd take her for masters, hit her once, shake her hand.
So he's talking about like playing patty cake with his kid. What then?
Ridiculous.
You didn't believe me?
No, I'm not. I'm very surprised that you would even use that in this context. He said, "Make her fatty shake, patty cake." Why would you bring? That's so gross.
They said patty cake. That's a game you play with kids.
Gross. He said he makes her fatty shake, and then he says patty cake, patty cake. Obviously, he's talking about
Ew,
smacking
that's
her ass.
disgusting.
Why would you bring his daughter into that? What the fuck?
Because we just
Is that
went-
a genuine question?
we
Or
just-
this can't be real. Let's get the fuck out of this review before you say some crazy shit. Holy moly. You're not supposed to overdose on those no-dose pills off your pride takes you wild through the scar meat. Off sides like how Worf rides with Starfleet. Oh! You get it? That's crazy. Off pride takes talk wide through
Babe,
scar
did you just
meat.
jump down? Can you point to where you are?
Off
Right there,
sides
stop it,
like
okay.
how Worf rides with Starfleet. Yo! That's such a good line. You don't get it? Off sides like how Worf rides with Starfleet.
Yeah, I don't know who Worf is.
You know the guy that looks like the peanut butter guy?
No.
The
I
guy
don't
with the
even know who
peanut butter head
is.
on Star Trek.
No, I don't know any peanut butter head. I don't know
Have
peanut
you
butter
seen
head.
The guy in Star Trek that looks like he's got peanut butter on his head?
That's disgusting,
Oh
and I have
my
no
God,
clue who
you
you're
are-
talking about.
oh my God,
I know, like,
you are the worst.
I know the.
I cannot believe that you lived like this, bro. You were like the worst ever commercial for homeschooling.
That has nothing to do with
I'm about
homeschooling.
to tell
Star
you guys
Trek.
to stop homeschooling your kid. Star Trek Worf. Worf from as soon as you see him, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. This
That's
guy.
disgusting, and what a gross way. It looks
This
like he
guy.
has a placenta on his head.
You've never seen this guy before. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I've never seen him before, but he's really disgusting looking.
Subhanallah. Okay, so anyway, this is Worf.
Of course, if I would have seen him, I would have tried to forget him. So
This is
there's
you
that.
racist bastard. This
Oh,
is
that's
Worf.
what it is.
This is
Yeah.
Worf, okay? And he is I forgot they're Vulcans. I think that's what they are. They're Vulcans, okay? And Vulcans are not supposed to commiserate with like other races
Okay.
or other beings, other species.
Yep.
But he's in the ship with the humans.
Okay.
So he's a Vulcan, but he's on the ship with humans.
Mm-hmm.
So look, he says, off pride tags talk wide through scar meat, off sides like how Worf rides with Starfleet. See?
Oh.
See?
Yeah. I mean, it's all. I can see.
Yeah,
that
he's a
end of it.
Klingon. That's what it is. There it is. He's the Klingon. He's not a Vulcan. The other guy's this is a Vulcan. Who was the Vulcan? The Vulcan was the white guy. Remember
Spock?
this? Spock. That was Spock. Live long. Okay,
Look,
so
I know one.
notice how she remembers the
I
white
know
character.
Spock.
She remembers the white character, but not the other guy.
Believe it
Okay.
or not, a bunch of people had crushes on Spock. That's how it stuck out to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody had crushes on that
Okay.
peanut butter head.
Worf was Pony's first love, as you can see right there.
Well,
Okay, so here's even more to back up my interpretation. The Klingons were the enemies of the Federation, and he's in Starfleet of the Federation, so he's off sides. But what I'm saying is look at the range this
Yeah.
guy has. Like
Yeah.
he could talk about gun gangster shit, blah blah blah, that you would that I would understand because not because I'm a gangster, but because I'm from that area, so I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's saying something that I need River's help in explaining. That's how much range this dude has. That's something that I'm
Is
finding
that
is
typical
really,
for,
no,
like-
it's not at all.
no, you didn't hear my question. Like, are like rap guys usually like Star Trek people?
No. But that's why he started talking about that the nerd is the only one left. Everybody else is empty brain. See what I'm saying?
Yep. Okay.
See
yep.
what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
So he
nerdy
started the
gangster.
song talking about that he was nerdy, and then by
Okay.
the end of the song, he's
Well.
talking about Worf being on Starfleet.
Yeah.
And you have to really know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know much about, but I got the concept. Like, okay, Worf was on,
Yeah.
working with them white folks. He shouldn't have been there. He should have been with his, you know what I'm saying? But like. River had it, Negative Vibes was like, no, he's a Klingon, you idiot. And then River's like, you dummy, like they're mortal enemies. But anyway, I love this song. I like this song a lot better than the other one. The other one I gave it a 9. This one's gonna get a 9.7 for me.
I didn't understand the last line either. I was hoping you could help me with that.
Okay, what was it? Oh, I'm not even gonna talk about that. You're a disgusting woman. You know our kids watch this fucking show. What the hell is wrong with you? JLB, shout out to JLB.
I
Gang
like
gang.
this one better. This one's a 9.2 for me.
A 9.5. Holy shit. My wife is the worst. She's the worst. She's the worst. Eddie says, I never watched no Star Trek. I'm uncultured. All right, we got more coming your way. Dumb Butts Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and y'all shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener.
Okay. So we have MF Doom Deep Fried Friends. Gross. This track is off Doom's second solo title
Rip
album.
in the house! Long time no see! Bumblebee. Alright, let's keep going.
Also, I keep forgetting to tell you in between on the commercial, but Pony has a friend, one of her indigenous friends, that is trying to go through college, and so she was hoping we could announce her, her GoFundMe to help her with that. So,
where do we have a link?
I'm sure she sent me the link.
Okay, after next commercial, we'll take care of that for sure.
Okay, but I keep forgetting, so I had to announce it this way.
Baby brain, I understand. It's a real phenomenon.
Okay, so this track is off Doom's second solo titled album, through his sixth album, counting his alter ego projects and collaborations. Food. This album is that, did I read that wrong? Because I remember there was 2 zeros one time. Yeah.
Instead of MF Doom, Food? Okay. It's an anagram, I guess. All right, go ahead. Continue.
This album is my personal favorite of his, and the song still has his usual flood of rhymes, and it's a bit more focused on a particular message, and we will see a little bit more of Doom's actual feelings than usual. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for.
Okay.
I want some feeling.
Let's see it. MF Doom, Deep Fried Friends. Let's make it happen. Captain.
Let's go.
Before we go any further, as you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the front. I found a way to get peace of mind for years and left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Send me a letter or better, we can see each other in real life. Just so you can feel me like a steel knife. At least so you can see the white of their eyes. Bright with surprise once they finish spitting lies. Associates is your boys, your girls, bitches, niggas, homies. Close, but really don't know me. Mom, dad, comrade, peeps, brothers, sisters, duns, dunnies. Some come around when they need some money. Others make us laugh like the Sunday funnies. Fan be around whether you pay the bummy. You could either ignore this advice or take it from me. Be too nice, some people take you for a dummy. So nowadays he ain't so friendly. Actually, they wouldn't even made a worthy enemy. Read the signs, no feeding the baboons. Seeing as how they got your back bleeding from the stab wounds. Y'all know the dance, they smile in your face, y'all know the glance. Try to put them on, they blow the chance. Never let your so-called mans know your plans. How many of us have them? A show of hands is a term some people use loosely. I'm real choosy on what I choose to let crew see. You telling me I try to act broke. Jealousy the #1 killer among black folk. Fellas be under some type of spell like crack smoke. Ghetto Cinderellas lead them right to your stack lope. Just another way a chick will lead to your end. I checked the dictionary for the meaning of friends. It said, person one likes to socialize with, sympathize or help her, and that's about the size of it. Most of the time these attributes is one-sided. To boast of the crime, they apt to shoot you through your eyelid and they can't hide it. Going wild like a wild bitch. Sometimes you need to cut niggas off like a light switch. And when things get quiet, catch him like a thief in the night. What a right. I first met Mr. Fantastic at an arms deal. Don't let it get drastic. Nigga, how
I
your
got that
moms
one.
feel. When it get for real, still get the sparking. Everything darkened. It ain't no talking. For something so cheap, it so buys a lot of trouble. They better all focusing and trying to plot the bubble. Or else it'd be a sad note to end on. The guns we got is... Some come in the form of codependence. A lot of times only end up being co-defendants. $10 say they tell for a lower sentence and leave you up under the jail begging for repentance. It don't make no sense. What happened to the loyalty? Honor amongst crooks, trust amongst royalty. I'd rather go out in a blaze than give them the glory. A similar story. The four lovers, we need to have some type of understanding. Just so when I let her get the man thing, she know it's no strings. We could do the damn thing, but ho, it's no rings. Just how the tramp swings. Will she see him again? That depends on how good was the skins and could she memorize the lessons. It ain't no need to pretend. Even though she let him stab it, she know they just win.
The next nice neighborhood I move into, you guys will get crack.
Negro humor always escaped me.
The most powerful, the most mysterious monarch in all the world. Guarded by a fighting force that never sleeps, that never relaxes its vigilance. For none is as feared, none has as many foes as Doom. The awesome, armor-clad Lord of...
I know who Doom is.
Then tell us.
He happens to be the most dangerous man in the world. I hoped we'd never hear from him. Hoped we never have to battle him. But now the worst has happened, and I must tell you what we're up against. I first met Doom years ago, where he wanted to be alone to pursue his forbidden experiments. One day, while conducting a secret experiment, later, when he recovered from his injuries, instead of having learned his lesson, Doom was bitter, angry, vengeful.
What have I done to myself? My face, it is hideous.
He traveled the world, seeking a cure for his disfigured face.
I'm sorry, sir. There is nothing we can do for you.
He traveled through remote villages, where strangers are seldom seen. He continued his search, never showing his face, unless threatened by bandits who prey on travelers, who foolishly wander alone through their domain.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I understood a lot of this one. He was talking about friends.
Well, not just friends.
No, actually, people that
friends,
call
family,
themselves your friends.
Lots of different types of relationships.
Yeah,
actually.
but specifically people that call themselves your friends but are not actually there for you. They're just there to use you.
As you call them, they call them when you need something. Trees for the blunt, the G's for the front. So trees for the blunt. Trees is a slang term for weed.
I assumed.
So when you need drug money, you call them, or
Yeah.
G's for the front. Front is when like you're trying
You
to
need
act.
somebody to help you.
Well,
don't
no,
wanna roll
like
deep?
you're trying to act like you're richer than you really are. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna give you, you know, help. Let me get this jacket. So you buy them the jacket. Then they go around and stun on
for
Instagram.
fronting.
They're stun on Instagram like they really like that, and they're not really like that.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of things, but fronting is when you're projecting. You know, it's a Jungian sort of. It's the persona, in Jung's term. The persona is the a fiction that you project to other people and that they believe. So the ghetto term for persona is front, like you're fronting like you got it like that. You really don't. Mm-hmm. Trees for the blunt, the G's for the front. I found a way to get peace of mind for years and left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Like that's the way to get.
Yeah.
Like when Lindsay wrote a song, actually on her first single on that Martyr record last year, and it was about her cell phone blowing up, which this was written in 2004. I'm pretty sure well prior to social media. So before Twitter, Facebook, all that shit, he was saying that the way to find peace of mind was to get rid of the cell phone. What's up, A? What you want? So, like, that's crazy to me. Like, even back then, the cell phone was too much if you were basically a celebrity like this dude. But now, pretty much the rate of information that he was probably having to process is probably what every regular teenager deals with now because of social media.
Yeah.
So it's just fascinating, like, again.
Yes, but I think the way that, I mean, he had money and people are coming to him like there's like some people that reach out to me and literally the only time that they reach out to me is when they're asking me for something.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily offend me. I find it to be odd though. Because I've always thought every time that they reach out and then I help them out a little bit or whatever, then I assume that, okay, now they're probably going to want to, send a couple messages in between. Because if you just scroll up, like the whole thing is just asking for stuff and then they never speak to you again. And I just find that to be odd, and it's not like it's just like one random person. It like happens with a couple of people.
It's unbelievable.
So I think that
one of them got like legit angry.
Yeah.
That we weren't shelling out hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, look, and really, you could tell the way he was talking. Like, he really
thought.
thought
That's another one. That's a different one.
Yeah, he really thought he was the victim.
Yeah.
It was mind-boggling
very,
to watch.
very weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like...
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. Like,
yeah.
Let me get this straight. You...
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like we're rolling in the dough, you know what I mean? Like, we both work.
We have a bunch of kids.
And we have 6 kids, another one on the way, so,
But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, and obviously, I'm just gonna say it. We're not talking about you, Pony. Obviously, I just didn't want it to be weird because we're talking about trying to help Pony's friends with the GoFundMe, and then this showed up. I just wanted to make it. I want to make it. Pony is not the one. No, it has nothing to do with it. No. You know who you are because it's not a mystery.
And Pony can scroll back in all of our messages, and we talk about a bunch of other things. And,
right.
And that's, she's not even asking for herself. She's asking for her indigenous friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like,
right.
I'm looking at this like he probably had, a decent income, and then he was talking about like how people just want to keep take, and he can't have. It sounds like he can't have any genuine relationships, and a lot of times he tries to hide the fact that he has the money because he talks about your people being the jealous people. So.
But that's true though. I mean that's.
He says he tries to act like he's broke.
I'm sorry, you don't see white people do that to themselves, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a band, and let's say another band hates you, I'm sure bands have beef. Like, they will not fucking kill each other. Like, dudes will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for being, just for you being famous and rich, they will kill you. Like, and they'll be
it's crazy because
they'll be much more ready to kill you than the icon of their oppressor. Let me say it that way.
And the bizarre thing is, if they kill you, your income stream stops. You're dead.
Yeah, but
it's
they're not getting your income stream, so they don't care.
Even if you're helping them, they're getting only
because eventually you're gonna stop helping them. Eventually you're gonna be like, yo, like.
Well,
chill.
I think that what happens is, so like I knew somebody, they won the lottery, and so everybody felt like that they deserved some of that, and so people were getting upset. They're like, what, you only gave me a fucking $1,000 and you made X amount? Right. It's like, you just got $1,000 and you didn't have to do anything. You didn't even have to play the lottery. What are you talking about?
Unbelievable.
But no people are weird with their entitlement. So yeah, that was kind of like sad. And he said, I picked up on one of the lines, guys, I just have to say, where's the one about he said, Mr. Fantastic.
That was going down. When he was and then you were all happy with yourself because you understood what the line was.
Because he said something about an arm. It's Arm & Hammer.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, a cleaning one. I can relatable to a mother.
I first met Mr. Fantastic at an arms deal.
Yeah. right?
So go ahead with that. Go ahead.
Well, Arm and Hammer, Mr. Fantastic.
What is that?
Well, now let me look because
That's
now
a
you've
cleaner?
got me.
Listen,
Yeah.
catch him like a thief in the night with what a ride. I first met Mr. Fantastic at an arms deal. Don't let it get drastic. Think of how your moms will feel. So what about that?
Okay, well, I was wrong, I guess. I thought it was... Looks
Mr.
like Mr.
Fantastic-
Fantastic is some character.
Yeah, remember, he's Dr. Doom. So who's Dr. Doom?
Yeah, but you know what I was
Dr. Doom
thinking?
goes against the Fantastic Four. And Mr. Fantastic
I was thinking
is the
of
leader.
Mr. Clean. I'm wrong.
Oh, so the entire time
Oh,
you're like,
I'm right. No, I
you
thought I had
you didn't
something.
Have shit. Oh, you look like a fool.
I
Doom
thought
made
it
you
was
look
this
like
guy.
a fool.
And then, and you know what? It even made more sense to me because it said something about your mom's being sad. Because, like, I don't know if you've ever seen these, but, like, moms for the longest time were posting these pictures of Mr. Clean with his earring and all that. And they'd be like, you know, I'm going to sit down. And it was making it seem like, you know, they were having a sexual engagement, but they were cleaning. But
okay.
This guy. So, yeah, what a disappointment. Forget about it. It's Mr. Clean, not Mr. Fantastic. So fuck you all for laughing at me. Carry on.
But he had that thing where, like, this was so true right here. This was so true. He says some come in the form of co-defendants. A lot of times only end up being co-defendants. $10 said he'll tell, and then $10 says he'll tell for a lower sentence and leave you up under the jail begging for a penance. Like, that is so crazy because it's so real. Like, a lot of I'm listening to this, the biography of T. Roy, which is King Von's best friend. And between the two of them, they killed like 11 people in Chicago. And what ended up happening was, you had the initial cycle of violence where they killed Von's friend right in front of
I gotta
him.
say, Fantastic is spelt with a K here,
Yeah,
which is a cleaner. Are you sure that there's no correlation?
I mean, well, because of the Dr. Doom aspect of it, I think you're gonna.
Yeah,
have
but
a hard time.
why would he spell it that way?
He said he met Mr. Fantastic at an arms deal.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic is spelt with a C, and he put it with a K like the cleaner.
Okay.
I feel like there's something there. I'm
All right, feel how you want to feel.
Okay, I'm sorry, and I totally interrupted a very horrible thing. Believe. Go ahead.
Well, no. So Vaughn sees one of his best friends, White. He got killed basically right in front of him. So he wanted to get revenge. So T. Roy, which is one of Vaughn's other friends, they go and do this drive-by and they get revenge. Well, after that, they basically started getting addicted to going on these drills and killing these people. Now, they're killing their enemies. They didn't kill their enemies all the time. There are a couple times they killed a couple innocent people. But it was this weird, they genuinely loved each other. So, like Vaughn got jammed. He got locked up, and Roy was robbing people to generate bond money to get Vaughn out of jail. They truly loved each other. Vaughn had shot a couple people in broad daylight, never said anything, never said a word. His co-defendant started singing everything, but Vaughn didn't say anything. So they threatened to kill the co-defendant, obviously. So the guy says, all right, but it was very strange. I was watching Vaughn and T. Roy's relationship. They genuinely loved each other. T. Roy got killed when Vaughn was in prison. When Vaughn got out, they killed 10 people after that. They started the whole Get Back Gang thing.
Yeah.
They killed Duck's brother, Duck's cousin. They just went through they just killed everybody, broad daylight, in traffic, all types of shit, shooting innocent people. He went.
And all people in their 20s, right?
What do you mean? Vaughn wasn't even 20 when he had his first body. He killed that girl Shakira, and he went to school. He made it to first period with her blood on his they blasted her. He shot her 9 times in the face. And then went to school for the whole day, with her blood all on his shit. Yeah, these kids were crazy. They were fucking sociopaths, man. But the point is, I'm looking at their relationship, and everybody on the good side, bad side, whatever, they're like, oh yeah, they loved each other, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, bro, they loved each other, but that was the height of a toxic codependent relationship. They became completely codependent on each other because after you've killed, and that's the thing, people think that they're in bonds with people because when in reality it's just shared trauma. It's not actual shared love, it's shared trauma. A lot of people in the military, it's I love this person and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's not really love,
Yeah.
man. It's sheer trauma.
Yeah.
But
That makes
it's
sense,
a weird
yeah.
dynamic because if you're in a certain culture, it's like, oh, I'll die for you. Like, it's harder to live like a normal life for some of these people. So, like, people make it sound like it's virtuous, like I'll die for you. But when you're enculturated in those types of cultures, sometimes you'd rather die than live a normal life. So when they're saying that, it's not really because I love you. It's because I'm so sick in the head. We have shared trauma, and I don't want to live in a world where we're not killing people. But you know, if you do that, then you yourself are going to end up dead. Those relationships are very rare. Those kinds of codependent relationships like Vaughn and T-Roy are extremely rare. This is what's most common, which is, yeah, you guys are having all this fun in this codependent relationship, and you guys are doing all this evil shit, and the more bad shit you're doing, the more you break the law, the closer you think you are, and then as soon as you get jammed up, one guy's going to tell. And that's what ends up happening. That was like real.
Yeah.
That was real life. Real life. Really good song.
Yeah. Obviously, this one was more emotional, and you know, we got like it was more relatable, I think. To
Mr. Fantastic is a rapper that collaborates with Doom on this album. So there you go.
Oh.
But I'm assuming that Mr. Fantastic got his name because he's contrasting himself with MF Doom, who is obviously Dr. Doom. Okay.
So I liked this one better because obviously the whole storyline of
yes.
like friends and
Agreed.
you know, people that you can't rely on, like that's I think extremely relatable to a lot of people. I mean, and it's interesting because you got to look at both sides of that. One is to look at it like, yeah, all these people have been betraying me, but at the same time, how many people do you think would look at you as one of the betrayers too? You know what I mean? Like one of those friends that's not really, you know, I don't know. You're not really there all the time, but then all of a sudden when you need something, you're like, yo, I got to reach out to that person to get that thing or whatever it is. So that was kind of good because I was looking at both sides for myself personally. And there was a lot of the different things that he was saying, like I could understand where he was coming from, and it didn't need a whole lot of explaining, I felt. I really like it when they have the video like we had before where you see how all the rap, like all the schemes go together. So I was a little bummed out that we didn't have that this time, but yeah, I definitely like this one. I definitely like this one the best. I'm going to go with a 9.3 even though I didn't, you know, I didn't have Mr. Fantastic. I'm just going to still go with it. Mr. Fantastic.
I'm going to give this one a 9.5.
What did I just give it? A 9.3?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I enjoyed it as much as the other one, and he was saying some real shit.
Yeah.
So I really, really enjoyed that one. So that's a 9.5. Shout out to Jane64. We shall return, dear listener.
Next up is River Song.
Halfway there. River Song is next.
No, we're not even halfway. Sori out.
Go. I'm Ben.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VinandSori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch indeed. The child shall lead them.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We're doing something that we've never done before. We're doing a deep dive into a specific rapper. We usually do metal songs, hard rock, maybe even like old school rock. Today we're doing something we've never done before. We have covered a rap song here and there, but this is the first time we've dedicated an entire night to a rapper. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming one day we'll have a country day,
and
one day we'll have a jazz day, blah, blah, blah.
And that is thanks to our two DJs of the night. We have Negative Vibes, and we also have River up. This actually is the song that River chose. The name of the song, the band, well, featuring MF Doom. Gorillaz, November Has Come.
This is with Gorillaz. I love the Gorillaz.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. You know that song, Hey Happy. You know, feeling sad, got sunshine.
Oh, okay.
In a bag on you. Okay, so I'm very excited for this song.
So
okay, let's do this
River has said, as part of Negative Vibes' deep dive into Doom, I'm adding to the list a track Doom was featured on. November Has Come by Gorillaz off their 2005, in my opinion, masterpiece, Demon Days. Gorillaz are a project of David Albarn and Blur and artist Jamie Hewlett that puts cartoon characters as the faces of the band. The album Demon Days was a huge project that took in a lot of different collaborators, such as De La Soul and other Doom collaborator on the album, The Mouse and the Mask, Danger Mouse as producer. It was my first real purposeful taste of hip-hop as a teenager. At the time, I was only really listening to nu metal, but their first track, Feel Good Incorporated, was so different I needed the album, and Doom's vocals on the track were so different to rap that I had heard at this time. I was kind of transfixed by the song. November Has Come is a great collab between two of my favorite acts, Gorillaz and Doom, and my first real introduction to rap. All right, that's River, y'all, and we're about to do the song Gorillaz, November Has Come.
November Has Come. Let's do it. Shout out to the big homie Jambi. Jambi in the house.
River, I'm glad you told us that this was like your first, like the way that you worded it. I'm like, okay, now we've got an idea. I'm picturing like teenage River.
I see what you're saying. All right. What was the name of the song again?
The name of it is November Has Come.
There you go.
That means pumpkin-flavored Starbucks drinks.
For white girls. White girl season, baby. Woohoo!
Oh, there's the cartoons.
Slow it down some, no split, clown bum. Your gold hit sound dumb, hold it now, crown them. Where you found them at, got them round town. Could've drowned in it, would've floated, bloated, voted, sugar-coated, loaded, hip shooter. Draw for the poor, free, coffee at the banks. Hit through the scrawl, none more for me, thanks. That blanks the roar, that dank sure stank lit. Sank past the pit for more hardcore prank spit. Crank it on blast, roll past Front Street. Blew the whole spot like some old ass with skunk meat. These kids is too fast, juiced off a junk tree. Who could get looser off a crunk or a funk beat?
Something is starting today. Where did it go? Why you want it to be? Where you know November has come. It's gone away. Something is starting today. Where did it go? Why you want it to be? Where you know November has come. It's gone away.
Bah, can you dig it like a spigot? My guess is yes you can, like can I kick it wicked? Lick a shot if you happy and you know it as you clap your hands to the thick snot of a poet flowing. Rope a pen and I'm in. Cope hymen, dope a rhyming, more worth than the hope diamond acquired off the black market. A wiretapping couldn't target a jar spit. The rapid fire spark lit. Zit. A rapper bug zapper, and it don't matter after if there's a thug or dapper. Plug your trap or it's maximum exposure. The beast got family members asking them for closure. Send them a gun and tell them clean it. Then go get the nun who said her son didn't mean it. She wore a filled-in thong of Billabong and said, nah, for real, I'm a gorilla John.
Something started today. Where did he go? Why you wanted to be where you know November has come? When it's gone away. Something started today. Where did he go? Why you wanted to be where you know November has come? When it's gone away. When it's
All right. That had a very smooth feel to it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about in it, though. We're back to square one. The last one I understood. This one I have no clue.
All right.
I know we heard something about a dirty nun.
Okay, well,
That's all I got.
Something starting today. Where did it go? Why do you want it to be? Well, you know, November has come. So, what do you think November means here? That's a very interesting month.
I don't know.
Okay, so according to Raul, it's about a relationship story.
You're kidding me.
It's about a relationship story.
Is that true? Ew, what a disgusting
what do you
fly.
think?
It doesn't sound like it's a relationship one. I feel like you're just saying that because you want to suck me in to try to find something to humiliate myself with.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go.
I don't see how this could be a relationship song, but I really, really don't understand. We're talking about skunk meat.
Slow it down some, no split clown, bum. Your old hits sound dumb.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's telling him to slow down. Because you're...
Yeah, but the rhyme scheme here, even the rhyme scheme here is really complex. Slow it down some, no split clown, bum. Your old shit sound dumb. So bum is the beginning of the sentence, but it's the end of the sentence under split clown. So he has to do that to match the beat and all the rest of it. Again, techniques that rappers do when you're kind of like a little bit more sophisticated. So I appreciate that. Okay, hold it now. Crown him where you found them at. Get him around town. Could have drowned in it. Would have floated, bloated, voted, sugar-coated, loaded, hip shooter, draw for the poor. Free coffee at the banks. Hit through the straw. None, no more for me, thanks. That blanks the raw. That dank sure stank lit. Sank past the pit for more hardcore prank spit. Crank it on blast, roll past Front Street. Blew the whole spot like some old ass skunk meat. These kids is too fast, juiced off a junk treat. Who could get looser of a crunk or a funk beat? Okay, so this to me, I think one of the things to think through is that with rappers, the verses don't necessarily always have to be like coherent or talking about one particular story.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like,
all right. Well, yeah, the last one we saw, it was a couple different things.
Yeah, so it could be a multitude of subjects, but here it looks like people are talking about his style is played out. Because what year did this come out in? This one that he did with the Gorillas?
I don't think he said, did he? 2005?
2005.
Oh, he did, 2005.
So he's been around for about 6 years, which is like the shelf life for...
Yeah.
I mean, if you're around 6 years in hip-hop, that's huge.
Okay.
So if you look here, slow it down some, no split count, bum, your old hits sound dumb. I think maybe that's stuff from people are saying about him and his music and like, oh, it's played out. So now he's doing something with the Gorillas, which is kind of like a change of pace, right? Where you found them at, go get him around town, could have drowned in it, would have floated, bloated, coated, voted, sugar-coated. Loaded hip shooter, draw for the poor. So that right there is pretty crazy because he's basically rhyming everything, right? Mm-hmm. Floated. So basically, he would have floated a bloated and voted sugar-coated loaded hip shooter. Some of this I don't think is necessarily completely coherent, but it's art in the sense that he can make all the words rhyme on top of each other.
Didn't Eminem do that?
Eminem, there's a song I've seen Eminem do this like in a much heightened, more skillful way.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a song, Rap God, he does this like through the entire song.
Yeah, I heard one of the songs where he did that. I wouldn't have been able to tell you what one, but
yeah, he just gets so like Eminem, like it gets so ridiculous with it to the point where like he's so good at it that it almost loses its awe factor because he's doing it for like 5 minutes straight. So you're not able to blow. It's like when a rap when like a Ingwe Momsteel puts like 5,000 Momstein puts like 5,000 notes in 5 seconds. It's like wow, but you know what I'm saying? It's not really that kind of, you know what I'm saying? This right here is talking about, to me, just like smoking some good weed and all the rest of it. And then the kids are acting all crazy and all the rest of it. So that's verse 1. But what was really cool, like, was that like a chill song to you? Like, yo, that's something I could just, like, would just go on a drive to, put that on and like not really.
Yeah, no, you're not trying to figure out the lyrics or like read too much into it. You're just feeling the vibe. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is definitely like one of the more vibey songs from him, which.
Yeah.
There's only a couple rap groups that do vibe like that well, in my opinion. And I don't know if Gorillaz are really a rap group, but Gorillaz, they incorporate a lot of hip hop elements, but they're always just so cool. Like, it's not hard to listen to, but it's not overly poppy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've never.
If that makes any sense?
Like, whenever I like a rap song, it's because it has like an aggressive sound to it, which I think is probably why, Montana 300, like some of his stuff, like it has like that sort of aggressiveness to it, where these are really chill. And I mean, I know that it's, my brain, I'll tell you, it's not like Bob Marley, but it had. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Bob Marley. Go ahead.
My mind is like, ugh. Yeah. So it's not like Bob Marley, like that, like to that level. Like when I hear Bob Marley playing, I feel like everybody needs to friggin' stop. We need to get ourselves a hammock. If you smoke, get yourself some of that.
Smoke them if you got them, people.
Smoke them if you got them. But this wasn't like to that level. Like it's gonna be that chill. But it was like, okay, let's do something and be chill about it. Like you said, we're going to drive in the car and just listen to this and, just take a long drive, like out to New Hampshire, look at the mountains and stuff while this is just playing chill in the background. So, yeah.
Right. So then Doom's delivery is kind of laid back but real twisty. Exactly. Like, that's one of the things. Like, he can, if you want to zone out to Doom, you can. I'm not saying this like as an authority. I'm saying this as a purveyor of the last 3 or 4 songs that we've heard. If you wanted to just chill and zone out and just vibe, you really can. This actually what's fascinating is listening to this definitely brings me back to New York, but some of this brings me back to New Jersey, which is where we were right before New York.
Oh, okay.
And believe it or not, as far as like our home life, we had a much more difficult home life in New Jersey. As a matter of fact, we never had a home in New Jersey. I was staying with my aunt for 4, 5, 6 months. Then we stayed in the shelter for another 3 or 4 months. So we never had a home in New Jersey. But for some reason, this particular song, the beat and just the vibe, like brings me back to that period. Because we were right on the border of New York. Yeah, it was weird because my older brother like almost idolized New York, and we were like right there, like right close to New York, and he wanted us to go and live in New York and all this. So there was a lot of that vibe. And then like MTV Raps was always on TV. My aunt had cable. We hadn't had cable for the last couple months when we were in Florida. So like it was music like this. It was just like
really
the soundtrack of New Jersey. Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's the thing that's like kind of interesting about this guy, the effect that he's having on me. This song is 9.3. This song to me is like way more vibe. Like this, I don't know how to explain it, but vibe is something that you can get. There's a couple rap groups. Talib Kweli is like that. There's a lot of rap groups from like the 90s.
I bet.
Like the mid 90s where like it was just straight vibe. They had saxophone, all that jazz in it. Like,
oh,
it was
really?
cool
Okay.
shit. Yeah, it really, really was. So
That's
it's getting a 9.3 for giving me those memories, man.
I would give it a 9.3 as well. I like chill stuff. 9.3.
Yeah, Daniel can rap. I want to get on a rap song actually with Daniel. Daniel, let's do some rap songs, bruh. Anyway, you guys stay tuned. Vinny and Daniel may be coming up soon. You never know. We are about to come right back at you with more MF Muff and Doom Finn out.
Sori out.
Go on, bitches.
Pony, send that email with all the information so we can just take it from there and put it up.
We shall return. I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and shall lead them to buy our merch. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the midst of our MF Doom deep dive, and I got to tell you guys, I was pensive about this segment because I grew up with rap. I grew up with hip hop, so I'm like, yo, if this dude is trash, I'm gonna have to say he's trash. And I know that these people really like him, but I grew up in hip hop, so I was kind of like, yo, these are people that are not from my subculture, and they really like this dude. So is he gonna be like a legit rapper? A lot of prejudice in there, blah, blah, blah. I agree. But I'm telling you the truth. That's what was going through my head. But I got to tell you, I'm really, really feeling this dude. And the only reason so far that I could put together for why I wasn't a big MF Doom fan as a hip-hop head was because I basically left hip-hop as he was ascending. I discovered Korn in 1999. He had his first record out in 99. There you go. So yeah, I've been really, really feeling this dude, man. It's been weird. It's been a weird experience because I really didn't know. What's the next song?
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Where is it? Is it there?
Oh, well, she probably sent it to the main one because I don't think she has this one. Okay. Right there. So, a friend of... Okay, so Pony, obviously, you guys all know Pony. She has a friend named Robin who is going through college right now. You see that? Can you just... how are we going to do that? Post it in the comment section?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I am going to add the GoFundMe to both streams in the little video descriptions and also on the screen itself. And if anybody wants to help donate toward her her school projects, that would be awesome. Like, I think it's her college that it is for specifically. Here's the GoFundMe. I'm posting it in both spots. But anything helps. Like, I know some people feel like if I give $1, like, that's just weird. It's really not weird. Like, every dollar is helpful, and if a bunch of people give $1, like, that adds up. So don't feel like that $1 is like a waste of time. Like, whatever you can get, I'm sure that she's going to be grateful for, because school bills are just ridiculous. And I don't know, I think it's a cool way, like where she said it's for her friend is Indigenous. I think it's a cool way to even recognize, like, the things that have happened in this country against those people and say, hey, you know what, like, I'm going to do something to help out. And this is a way that we can help out.
Because that's what we do, dear
Okay,
listener.
so she lacks $613 to get her through the next set of classes. So she's trying to get $613.
All right, guys. Having said that, let's jump into the next song.
Okay,
which
so the
is...
next song is Danger Doom, El Chupa Nombre. This is one from the 2005...
El Chupa Nombre. What is a Nombre?
2005 collaboration album between Doom and famed producer Danger Mouse. Released under the artist name Danger Doom, instead of the usual dialogue snippets from old Fantastic Four cartoons, this album features voiceover work from a variety of adult swim shows like Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and
What?
Sea Lab 2020.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force? No way! Okay, guys, here it goes. Here we go, guys. Let's do it. This is... The name of the song is what again?
El Chupa Nombre?
El Chupa Nombre. Okay. This should be interesting. This is Danger Doom, which would be Danger Mouse and MF Doom together. Let's do it, folks!
Adult Swim presents Danger Doom.
What else?
Why did you buy this album? I don't know why you did. You're stupid.
Yourself.
The super flow with more jokes than Bazooka Joe, a mix between Superfly Snooker and the Super Hole. True MC like El Chupa Nombre, digest a group and sell the poop on eBay. Danger with the vest screaming, shoot the DJ. Doom clicking over, 2 chickens, 3-way. 4 in the 5, a cork on the freeway. Villain find a way to make him pay whatever we say. State your intentions. I really love your tape, but I hate your inventions. Very well, what you want, a brownie? He took off the mask and whispered, put me where you found me. He kept his paper digits in a chunk. Once joined a rap clique, midgets into crunk. Did a solo on the oboe. Could've sold $1 million, then the villain went for dolo. And cited creative differences. Basically they hated, he left no jaded witnesses. Rappers suck, when they spit I doubt them. The crap they sing about, you wanna slap the fucking shit out them. Time waits for no man. On a blind date, a lover with a slow chrome hand. Judged them by his shoes, hot smelly brogan. Buzzing with the news, called him pot-bellied Conan. No prick barbarian, a strict baritarian, a sick pair of merry men. The beat is like a swift kick in the rear end. The stiff made her lose the lipstick and hairpin. He said, jam, act like you know me. Even with the mask on, show me what you owe me. Tell her brush her grill and wash her face and homie. Do my leg got like and you wash a got me. What we have here is a failure to communicate. If you're gonna hate, might at least get your rumors straight about Doom the Great. A lot more confident, came a long way since the days we had the rhyme for rent. It was time well spent, vented, spelt, dented, hell bent it, and heaven sent it. A wire is dead, he's in it for the cash flow. Like to send a big up, firehead Lazo. Let a brother know once you lasso Hasbro. So when he come with Destro, he gets no hassle. Could hardly get a word in and wondered what the damage is to retain Harvey Birdman.
Yo, Danger! It's me, your old buddy, Shake. I heard you're doing a little project and, you know, I hear you talked to some other people, and I thought you were smarter than that. But obviously I am wrong, because you know my rapping is the shit. I don't give it out for free, though, so, I'll do it. Feel free to call me at my number, which you have.
Okay, I'm starting to figure this dude out, man.
Okay, what is it? What did you figure out?
Because he's in New York City, listening to Wu-Tang and rock, definitely I see a lot of Rakim influence. But he was born in London, and his mother was Trinidadian. I don't know what his dad was. I think his dad was British. But he was born in London. His mother was a Trini, which means she was a Caribbean mom, which he just had a broader spectrum of a lot of things, and he could relate to more than just the ghetto culture.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that, that was something that I really felt like having a Caribbean mother, but also my Caribbean mother had a very British background. So having that like expanded your mind, and you looked at more things, so you had more frames of reference. We already talked about this, where in the same song he's talking about, you know, using very specific ghetto slang. Like in the song before, I was gonna pick up on it. He said done and dunny. Your done is your friend. It's like one of your best friends, but that's from the Queensbridge area. That's a very specific kind of, like, you heard people say that to their friends on the train, you knew, okay, that guy's from Queensbridge.
Oh, okay.
If somebody said Mo, if you call your best friend Mo, then okay, that's a Bronx guy. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he had very specific kinds of slangs that only people from that time period and region know. In the same song, he's talking about Worf and all the rest of it from Star Trek, which I'm sure goes right over the heads of most of the inner city guys, but people like River and all that understand. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now
he's able to appeal to a wider audience.
Yeah, he's able to appeal to such a broader audience, and he's able to address multiple groups at the same time and make multiple people go, "Oh shit!" You know what I'm saying? Because like now when I hear Dunny, I'm like, "Oh shit, what's up, Dun?" Like I remember, like everybody used to say, like if you listen to Mobb Deep, if you listen to Mobb Deep to this day, like when Jay-Z was dissing Mobb Deep, your peeps ain't long enough, your reach ain't strong enough, you know, your reach ain't long enough, sucker, your reach ain't long enough, Dunny. So Jay was using the term Dunny because he was dissing guys from Queensbridge, so he was using their own words against them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your reach ain't long enough, Dunny, your peeps ain't strong enough, sucker. So, like, that's what's crazy to me about this dude, is he's able to use really regional parochial language, and at the same time he's able to appeal to Adult Swim and all this other stuff. He's unbelievable. The Super Flow with more jokes than Bazooka Joe, so we know who that is, right? The Super Flow with more jokes than Bazooka Joe. You know,
no.
Bazooka Joe is gum. It's a gum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then when you would
the little cartoon in there,
you'd open up and there'd be a cartoon and be a little joke. So he's got the Super Flow.
Oh, Bazooka Joe. I thought you said
Bazooka Joe. Right there, Bazooka Joe. You see that right there?
Yeah, Joe.
More jokes than Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka Joe told the jokes inside there.
La ilaha illallah. So Bazooka Joe is a gum. Okay.
Yo, I know the Bazooka gum is.
So you unwrap it and there's that little comic strip. That's the joke. So he's got more jokes than Bazooka Joe.
Okay.
Okay, we continue.
I get it, but I was asking you, or maybe I didn't say it right, but the little cartoon inside was called Bazooka Joe. But I couldn't hear if you were saying Joe or joke.
Yeah, the gum is called Bazooka Joe.
Yep.
And then when you undid the thing and you did the thing, that's what it was.
We should do an escape room soon.
A mix between Superfly Snuka and a Super Ho. Chew an MC like El Chupa Nombre. So El Chupa Nombre doesn't mean anything. Chupa means to suck. So I figured it was something bad. Chew an MC like El Chupa Nombre. Digest a group and sell the poop on eBay. Yuck!
It's disgusting.
So, Negative Vibe says Bazooka Joe is the name of the gum. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, so digest a group and sell the poop on eBay. So, again, when you eat a rapper, that means you beat him. So he's saying he's going to not just eat a rapper, he's going to eat a whole crew, right? So digest a group and sell the poop on eBay. Danger with the vest screaming, shoot the DJ. Danger Mouse. Because remember, he's collabing with this guy Danger Mouse in the song, so that's why it's Danger Doom. Okay. So he's eating these rappers and pooping them out and selling them on eBay. Meanwhile, Danger Mouse with the vest is screaming, shoot the DJ. Doom clicking over two chickens three-way. So chickens would be two girls, and he's Doom, so Doom clicking over two chickens three-way.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because it's him plus... Four and the 5, a cork on the freeway. Villain find a way to make him pay whatever we say. State your intentions. I really love your tape, but I hate your inventions. Very well. What do you want, a brownie? He took off the mask and whispers, put me where you found me. He kept his paper digits in a chunk. Once he joined the rap click, midgets into crunk. Okay, so that right there, I don't think he would be able to
say
that today. I don't think so.
I don't know what he's saying in any of that. I just know that he used a word that we don't use anymore.
Yeah, I didn't even, like Beyonce said that she was like, one of her lyrics, it said spaz out or something like that.
Yeah.
And all these people went crazy because apparently, I don't know what the condition is, but it's called going spastic. So she had to take out the lyrics from the song. It was ridiculous. If I was Beyonce, I'd be like, yeah, I'm sorry that you felt that way, but I didn't mean that.
I didn't know that. It's an old-fashioned and now offensive name for a person who has cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it was me, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm very sorry, but it is what it is.
I feel like not a lot of people would know that. Like, I think everybody understands the word midget and how it's been used, but I feel like spastic, I don't think that...
Yeah, but we're not part of that community, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I'm not a part of the midget community either, but I know that is... Everybody knows that word and everybody knows how that... You know what I'm saying? Like...
No, I don't think that everybody knows that. I don't think that everybody knows that.
I did know somebody that was in that community, so I guess that would make me...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
By extension,
you can never know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like she says... I'm not even going to repeat that because I don't want somebody to dig up something for a couple of years and get Pody fired from a job. These people are crazy. Okay, so it's a beef reference to the old crew who's with Monster Island Czars. Okay. So he was able to just he's saying he's gonna take care of that whole group by himself.
Okay.
Once joined the rap clique Midgets the Crunk, he did a solo on the oboe, could have sold $1 million, then the villain went for Dolo. Okay, so he did a solo on the oboe, that's an actual instrument, and then it says, I could have sold $1 million, but the villain went for Dolo, meaning Dolo means by yourself. So it's just you replace the S with the D. Yeah. I don't know why. I think solo sounds cool, but yeah,
so
I could do this shit for Dolo. That's what we used to say. Basically, you could take it on by yourself.
Okay.
Right. So like usually, like if there was a fight, like 9 times out of 10, New Yorkers don't believe in fair fighting. So
really?
Yeah. So like if you're starting to lose, your man will be like, "Yo." And if you say, nah, I got this Dolo, then your man will stay out of it. If you don't say anything, then he'll jump in and help you fight the other guy. He'll be like, yo, you need help? You'll be like, nah, I got this Dolo. Okay. So what he's saying is, I guess he was in a group, and then he could have sold $1 million with the group, but the villain went for Dolo. He did it by himself and cited creative differences. Basically, they hated, he left no jaded witnesses. Rappers suck. When they spit, I doubt them. They crap this thing about you want to slap the fucking shit out of them. So it looks like he's a little salty at his old crew,
yeah,
or people, and he's taking shots at them because he went off by himself. Which, I mean, it's the whole Justin Timberlake, Michael Jackson, Beyonce thing. Like sometimes the guys are just bigger than the group. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the guy's just bigger than the group, and obviously he made the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the ins and outs of this whole situation, but that happened with Busta Rhymes. That happened a little bit with Big, with the Junior Mafia, a little bit. Like, you know, you have this one person who's also dedicated to working really hard. That's the other thing, like, people don't realize about music. It's hard work. So you got one person that's, like, mega dedicated, and you had other people that are just like, oh, let's just be in a crew, but you're holding this other guy back. So he's like, man, fuck it. So... Ice Cube, yeah. Ice Cube is probably the biggest example of that, where he was in NWA, and a lot of people think that Eazy-E is a good rapper, no disrespect, but Ice was writing all of Eazy-E's shit. All of it. That's why when after No Vaseline, if you listen to Eazy-E's records, they don't sound the same, because they had Snoop write for Eazy after that instead of Ice Cube. And Snoop is a great rapper, but he's lyrically, nobody can fuck with Ice Cube from the West Coast, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion. Other than Cool G Rap, but in my opinion, Ice Cube is like one of the best. I don't know. Ice Cube to me is a top 10 rapper. But this guy right here, now I'm looking at this particular song. Now I realize why that guy said he would take him in a rap battle over Lil Wayne. Because he seems like if he really wants to get disrespectful, he could like intelligently disrespect you on so many levels. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like a strict bearitarian, a sick pair of merrymen. So a bear, like a vegetarian.
Yeah.
He's a bearitarian. Like bear, all he drinks is beer. A sick
beer.
a strict vegetarian. Like, he just made up his own word, and as soon as you say it, you know exactly what it means. Holy shit, vegetarian. Oh, I get it. You're not a vegetarian. You're a vegetarian.
Where?
Yeah, just go down here. No prick barbarian, a strict vegetarian, a sick pair of merrymen. The beat is like a swift kick in the rear end. So, like, again, like, he's got that signature style where he can make every word rap. But I really like that line, a strict vegetarian, a sick pair of merrymen, because it's him and Danger Mouse would be the sick pair of merrymen.
Okay.
The beat is swift like a kick in the rear end. The stiff dick made her lose her lipstick and hairpin. He said, oh man, he said, damn, act like you know me, even when the mask's on, show me what you owe me. That little rhyme scheme right there was pretty cool because it reminded me of Big in Hypnotized. Because Biggie says, make the hoes take their clothes off slowly. Dealing with a force like Foley, dick black like Kobe. Watch me roam like Romy. Lucky you don't owe me. Where the safe show me, homie. So, like, when he was rapping on this part, he said, damn, act like you know me, even with the mask on, show me what you owe me. Like, he was saying it. He was saying it like Big was saying it back then, too. His brother died, and that killed the group in '93. Damn, I did hear about it. He went through some tragedy. His brother died, and his son died, I think, in 2017. There's actually some speculation that he actually took his own life because of his son. I'm not sure about that, but anyway. Okay. This song I really liked. I like better than the other one. The other one got a 9.3. I'm going to give this one a 9.4.
9.1.
Yes. And as Negative Vibes has pointed out, as Jay's pointed out, it happened with Eminem as well. Eminem was in this group, D12. And like, yeah, we're brothers, blah, blah, blah. And then Dr. Dre heard Eminem's thing, and he's like, I don't care about D12, I care about you. So Eminem blew up, and about 2 or 3 records in, then Eminem brought up his crew. Then they brought up D12. Yeah, he came back and got him.
That's cool.
It's very rare that the group starts together and like makes it together. Like, one of them is usually the standout star, and Dr. Dre did the right thing, and so did Eminem. If Eminem was gonna do some dumb shit like, no, I'm gonna stay loyal to D12, and no, ridiculous. Go out there, get huge, and then you can bring up anybody you want, and that's in my opinion the way to do it. Ice Cube was different because they were an established group, but then he was getting G'd out of his money. All of them were getting G'd out of their money, and Eazy-E wouldn't. He wouldn't budge on the contract because of their manager. That's a different story. And so that's how Ice Cube broke off. But a lot of guys have a problem with that, but I don't have a problem with that because it's like, one of you, you're basically riding the coattails of this person. Like, I don't think, Beyonce has so much charisma. I don't think that they would have been a big. There were a bunch of groups like Destiny's. They were a dime a dozen. There was nothing special about them, like vocally or anything like that. It was just Beyonce was so charismatic that they just shot up. Yeah. And like people, I remember, because I was like into Latina girls at the time, but I remember everybody making a big deal about Beyonce, like how beautiful she was. I'm like, yo, she's not that pretty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, but like, she had this aura about her. It was, people were not attracted. See, I think like people are so basic that they just think that, oh, if you're attracted to a woman, you're attracted to her sexuality. I don't think people are attracted to Beyonce's sexuality. I think they're attracted to her charisma. I think she's very charismatic. I don't look at her as a very sexual person. Like, she doesn't come off as like a very sexual being to me. She comes off as more of like a charismatic sort of like almost semi-divine type of like godlike person. And I think that that's what people are attracted to. I don't think people are attracted to her sexuality. And you're saying that they sexualize it? Yeah, I think people think that they just assume that because you're drawn to a person, especially if male to female, if you're drawn to a person, that it's because, of your sexuality. When in reality, there's a lot of gay dudes. There's gay dudes that love her. The whole beehive and all that. It's mostly gay dudes that are in the beehive, whatever that is. Like, are they attracted to her sexuality? You see what I'm saying? Like, with this MF Doom guy, I think he's like the perfect example of that. MF Doom, like, you're drawn to his charisma. You're not drawn to his clothes. You're not drawn. The man has a certain kind of charisma, even when he raps, that he just has a style and an attitude that most people don't have. Like, I was listening to an interview of him because, like I said, I was doing some research before we did the stream because I didn't know anything about this dude. And he was talking about how one of the reasons he wore the mask was because he wanted to be an everyman. He wanted to be like, yo, When I talk about stuff,
Yeah.
I want you to feel like
Yeah.
it's your friend or something that's like talking to you.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting there, splitting a blunt together or whatever, and just talking about shit. Like he wanted to have that effect, and he realized that if he put his actual face out there and whatever, then he's no longer an everyman because now he has a certain look. So now it's not the guy sitting next to you on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember there were some times as a young kid on the train, sometimes you'd sit down and like an OG would sit next to you or sit by you or whatever, and they would just start dropping wisdom on you. They'd be like, yo, young blood, blah, blah, blah. Even if you weren't part of Blood Gang, they'd be like, yo, blood, blah, blah, blah. And they would like drop like serious knowledge on you. Like it would be like a cool...
Really?
So
That's cool.
I feel like he had that kind of vibe with people, like the stranger who will sit and talk with you and is a cool dude and you're there and then you're gone. Like, I think the mask kind of promotes that kind of feeling, because I feel that way about the guy. Like I purposely was looking away when they were showing his real face, and I purposely haven't Googled him. Yeah, like so I don't really know what his actual real face looks like.
Really?
I don't. And when they were showing like early days, they're like I quickly looked away because I do appreciate that about him, and it does like enhance the feeling to me when I'm listening to this music.
Really?
Like he does like strike me as like one of those
so
guys
funny.
that will sit by you. It's like when I'm watching a movie and I don't want to hear like the main characters in the real world. I don't want to hear them do interviews. I only want to see them that way.
We are not the same.
Yeah, like Offred, they had Offred in there, like giving some interview. I'm like, yo, I don't want to see you as no real person, bro. I want to see like you as Offred. That's who you're gonna be for the rest of your life to me. But anyway, this is a very long review. Holy shit.
I'm not like that. I'm like, when I finish a show, I'm bummed out that the show is done, and so I want to see all the other stuff about them so I can be like, oh, okay, the show that's not real life for those people. Like this is who they really are. But we are not the same on that. All right.
9.3.
Yeah, I'm actually giving this one an 8.9.
Okay.
It was not. Yeah.
Okay. There you are, dear listener. A couple more songs underway. We shall return. I know that review is a little long. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. Vin out.
Sorry, out.
Go. -5s. I'll control myself a little bit more, but there was just a lot with that particular song. The vibes and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it. Sadie, you're good. These people. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Glad to have you though. Sadie, you and your crew should be doing cartwheels and all this shit. Y'all doing okay today? Okay, I shall return. I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village. Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy merch indeed. Shall lead them
to buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are looking at the big homie MF Doom.
Don't
not going
forget
through a
the GoFundMe if anybody.
Discography per se, but yeah. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Don't forget the GoFundMe. I just posted the link again, so if anybody wants to help out, she has $613 worth of what she has left to pay for this semester. So if anybody wants to help out with that, that is Pony's friend from the channel. Next up on our list for tonight is MF Doom, Absolutely. This track is off the 2009 solo album Born Like This, but now you've most likely keyed in on Doom's unique approach to themes and lyrics. So we can just let this one speak for itself.
Okay, this one is Absolutely by our big homie MF Doom from the big homie Negative Vibes. I gotta say, Negative Vibes. I've been celebrating the eclectic nature of Mr. Doom's work, but I also have to say, considering all the other streams you've been a part of, you also have a pretty eclectic palette.
Yes,
like this guy, metal, black metal, all types of shit that he's been involved with, and like now we've got MF Doom, which is something completely out of left field. So shout out to Negative Vibes as well, and Riv, not last but not least, for having that sort of that palette, man. Like I feel like MF Doom. See, I keep talking about this guy. I feel like he would have been such a bridge to rap and metal if he really wanted to, because the nerdy aspect of him, where he's talking about, you know, Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Star Trek and all this other stuff and Danger Mouse, like that appeals to metalheads, you know, especially if he could have a D&D reference in there, and then the comic book references, as we said, the singer from My Chemical Romance is writing, like. So if he wanted to, he could have been like the ultimate like connector crossover guy, you know, if he would have given himself that chance. Okay. Absolutely by MF Doom. Let's do this shit.
Things take a turn for the worse.
Send it back where it came from. We got shots fired down the street.
Alright, steady.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. If they get the villain surrounded them. Good to the last, drop nigglets. Hood to the blast, pop them bigot ass piglets. Go for the bosses, dicks are higher. Beat walkers still get caught up in the crossfire. Get at the Sarge, he give the orders. The rest of them punks will quit the force and get slaughtered. Use stealth, play alleys, jet. We'd rather not alert them nosy fella rallies. Yet, keep the local random cases in each state. Skate to the beaches for the season and be straight. You on call, keep your Nikes on tight, no white. Anybody tell, get lighted on sight. The ringers on a need-to-know basis. No persons, places, things, and no faces. Get bagged, you on your own, acted alone. Back home, your family be provided for while you're gone. It's a price on all snitches. If you nice, bring back eyes, fingers, toes, and pictures. Send copies to those who singing the blues. Mothers and fathers who's unjustly accused. Our species is in danger. Wear gloves and strike in a city where you a stranger. Gotta let them fools know and send them a message, let them POWs go. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Now you have your orders, do your duty. A new way to let the shot spray. A few drops a day, double espresso, DA latte. No smell nor taste, hardly traceable. Wait to waste a prosecutor paid to get the case pulled. Learn them a lesson for giving bros mad stresses. A long list of COs, names and addresses. A fake judge with many years on the bench and sent some good cats to the chair. Was aired in the trench. They say her tongue was teared out, smeared and drenched. The whole system scared and doubt and a fair stench. And she was tortured, some say post-mortem. The suspect took his own life before they caught him. It's real spooky like a real trife movie. Remember the part the Terminator killed Tukey. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. If they get the villain surrounded, son, the shed blood. Some will be shook and just look with their head in the mud. Red flood. Villain.
It's one of the things we ran into the unknown. We couldn't get up the door pull as quick as we wanted to. And once we did finally pull the door and breach the interior door, there's a man trap inside of it. Basically, that man trap is a cage. Before we run in, we're stuck in there and they can shoot us while we're stuck in a cage.
Whoa, this is I I've written a song like this, but I've never released it because I didn't want to encourage people to shoot police.
You should send it to Negative Vibes.
So I've never released that song because I was mad as hell when I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
But this one has a. It's saying the same thing as I said in the song, only he's a lot more clever, and it's not as explicit about what should be done.
Mm-hmm.
Say it that way. So he says, absolute power corrupts absolutely. If they get the villain surrounded, then good to the last drop, nigglets. Hood till the blast pop, them bigot ass piglets. Right? So it's like young black children. You know, he's using the term nigglets.
Yeah.
Hood till the last pop, them bigot ass piglets, which is good to the last drop. You know that coffee commercial, good to the last drop. Mm-hmm. So then hood till the blast pop, them bigot ass piglets, which is funny because growing up in, like in New York, it was so weird because we always knew who the DTs were. They'd show up in the hood. We never see them before. They'd always be in a Crown Vic or some dumb shit. It was always unmarked, and they're always sitting there. It's always two of them. So we, the hood OG at the time, Q, he sent me over. He said, "Go tell those two guys hi." And I was like, "Whatever," because he was a hood OG. Well, I'm not gonna listen to him. I was on 170th Street in the Bronx, so I went over, rolled down the window, and they're like, "What's up?" And they had their hands in there. Of course, I didn't know that they had their hands on their firearms. I had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
I was just going to go say hi to them so I could get my 50 cents and get my 50 cents sold at the bodega. Because anytime he sent you to do something, you always got a little reward.
Oh.
So.
How old were you?
8th grade, 9th grade. So I went over. Thing goes down. Guy's got his hand down. I was like, hey, how y'all doing? What's up? And they were like, they rounded up the thing, drove off. Right back at the same spot the next day, though. The exact same spot the next day. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know who they were till like weeks later. My friend Marcus was like, yo, you see them DTs over there? I was like, what? I was not street smart at all. Like, now, after years and years, like, it's learned behavior. Oh, yeah. But at the time, I wasn't street smart at all. Yeah. So I didn't know what was going on. Like, oh, these two, like, they were probably, I'm like, oh, they're white, so they probably didn't want to be in the hood. Like, he's like, yeah, but how do you think they got there? You think they got lost, nigga? They ended up at 170th. They got lost.
Yeah.
They drove by Plimpton Park and all this shit to just chill out here. It turns out though that Q and them boys, they were looking for them for weapons smuggling or some shit like that, because they'd shot somebody and
wow,
he was named as the whatever and all, and that's why you could never, to this day I don't know what his name is. So like you say government name, when you say government name, that means like your actual name that's on your social security card. I never knew that guy's name, not once. Somebody called him something and they was like, yo, he's like, yo, using my government, yo, chill. So I never knew the guy's name, but yeah.
And it was it was one of those things where when they said it, you didn't process it fast enough.
I didn't process it. I was like, yo, I was like, who's that? And he was like, yo, chill. So I never knew the guy's name. We lived around him the entire time.
Well, you when you showed up to my house, you went by one name, and then there was another time you went by another name, and I heard, well, your wife at the time, she called you one name.
Yeah.
And I remember after, I was like, yo, I didn't process that fast enough. What was that other name?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny. It's like people like, they'll mess me, so they'll use this name. They're like, ha ha. I'm like, oh.
I know something.
I'm like, okay, all right.
You're so brilliant.
I didn't actually see the value. I didn't see the value of that until later when I was going through courses or whatever, and they were talking about names and shit and like not reacting to names and all this. Like, it's a very deep process, and like I was like, yo, that guy was doing the certain methodology of like, and he was doing that. It was unbelievable. He's a street guy. But anyway,
wow.
Good to the last drop, nigglets. Hood'll
bye, JLB.
Hood till the blast pop, them bigot ass piglets. Go for the bosses, dicks are higher. Beat walkers till get caught up in the crossfire. Beat walkers, like they talk about a beat cop. Walker? Like a beat cop, like he's on the beat. That just means like you're an entry level street cop.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, go for the bosses, dicks are higher. Beat walkers still get caught in the crossfire. Get at the Sarge, he gives the orders. The rest of them punks will quit in force or get slaughtered. So, like, this is like a whole, we're turning against law enforcement. We're not going after the regular beat cop. We want the sergeant and the rest of them. And we're gonna kill so many of these people that they're either gonna quit or get slaughtered. Like, we're gonna put them in a situation where we have more guns than them. Which, by the way, is how the Second Amendment was supposed to work. Like, all these people talk about the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was designed for, this is the original line, you get a militia and all the rest of it, and, you know, you hear this line all the time, that the tree of liberty from time to time must be watered with the blood of tyrants and all the rest of it. And so what he's saying is, if you believe that the police are having this sort of adversarial relationship with a particular community, we have absolute power that corrupts absolutely, then okay, so there's more than us than you, so we'll go to war with you and we're going to win because we have the numbers. Like, because if everybody that truly felt like that in the hood, like, actually did that. I remember one time we were driving, it was after Amadou Diallo got shot. And Sharif he was talking to a cop on a train. He was like, yo, how come you guys can't aim for the leg? He's like, they don't teach us to aim for the leg. Yeah. If I'm going to pull a weapon on you, I'm going to pull a weapon on you. And it was just the three of us in the car, and me and Sharif were both looking at this dude, and he's looking back at us. And it was such a crazy, it was such a
what was going on?
Like,
you know,
tense
like
moment.
when you talk about the materialism.
Yeah.
And like the other, like what's happening beyond what's happening. Like, I wonder what was happening beyond that.
Yeah. The three of us were just like, me and Sharif,
Holy
like, we had
shit.
looked at each other, and then we looked at him, and like, it was a weird, you know, and then the next stop, like, he got off or whatever.
But he did.
Like, because everybody was really emotional with
Yeah.
the Amadou Diallo shooting. Everybody was really emotional during that time. Happened around 98, 99, and like,
wow.
And it was weird because, you know, we were still kids. So it's like,
That's so sad.
why couldn't you shoot him in the leg? Why'd you have
Yeah.
to? And he's like, well, we're not taught. Like, he said it like it was an answer to a question, but it looked like it came out like too fast or something.
Yeah.
Because like we didn't say anything to each other after that. We were just looking at him and like, we never really walked around with any like fuck the police energy. Like, I didn't really hate the police until like I actually left New York City. So I didn't really have that kind of energy. Like, we didn't have that kind of energy. But that was like one of the first times like I was looking at dude like, he could kill us right now, and nothing would happen to him. But if me and Reef jumped on this dude right now, we'd go to jail for the rest of our lives, or we'd be dead. That was like one of the first times, like the whole power dynamic of like the absolute power corrupting absolutely and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first time, like, we both kind of realized, like, yo, they're not, and of course, like, there's reasons they don't teach people to shoot people in the leg and things like that. There's a lot of factors that
the area is much larger for this.
There's a lot of factors that go into that. There's center mass, there's you know, putting down the threat, there's, you know, the danger of ricocheting and things like that. Like, you know, there's just so many things that go into why they're taught that way, but he didn't like say any of that. He just said we're not taught to do that. And I just remember like that was the first time I felt that rush, like, yo, fuck these people, bro. Like, and I remember telling myself like, yo, I would rather die than fucking listen to these people.
I feel like that if we had motivation for figuring out another way, like, maybe this is gonna sound like really whatever, but you know, like when you'll be watching like these shows and they like shoot something out, it's basically like a giant net that like wraps the person really fast. Like, you're telling me that we can put people on the moon, but we can't figure out a way to stop somebody very, very quickly by entrapping them very quickly. Like, we don't have the capability of doing that. We have to just kill them.
Yeah, I mean, in the Amadou Diallo situation, they were looking for a serial rapist. So there had been this guy that had been going around and really assaulting the women of our city, and it was an African immigrant type of person that they had as the outline. And so, you know, I understand, like, you look at the profile, if somebody's willing to sexually assault women like that in a city like New York City, like, that means that they're absolutely willing to get violent, because not just that the rape itself is an act of violence, but the way that the culture is structured in New York. If you did that to somebody's girl,
yeah,
that guy must have had something on him, because You can't show your face after that. It doesn't care what gang you're. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Latin Kings. Like if you sexually assaulted a woman, they would take care of you themselves. That was in their bylaws. Like if you did that shit, if you did that as a Latin King, they would get you. Not that if something happened to a Latin woman, if something happened to a Latin, forget it. But like if you did that, your own gang would kill you. Like that's how.
To a Latin woman or to
anybody.
anyone?
They would just they would disappear you. So. Like, if for somebody to go around, I'm looking at this from the cops' perspective, for somebody to go around and serially rape women in New York City, in the ghetto, that person he's got to be carrying.
Yeah.
Has to be. So, they cornered Amadou Diallo. The guy was an African immigrant. He didn't speak a word of English.
Oh, shit.
He was trying to tell them that he lived there, so he went and got his keys. They're saying, get your hands out of your pockets, blah, blah, blah. You might as well have been saying, Ana Mabara Shoydalaki. Like, he doesn't know what you're saying. And so they shot him they shot at him 41 times. They had Glocks. I mean, they shot him 41 times, hit him 19 times. And then, of course, they got found not guilty. So...
And he had nothing to do with it.
Diallo had nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, the girl got raped 2 weeks after that. So it had nothing to do with it. But to me, like, when we were kids, so we were asking these cops, like, as kids, like, why did you... You know what I'm saying? Because we were like, yo, there was a rapist running around, and everybody felt the tension in the city about this rapist. Like, we wouldn't let the girls take the train by themselves. Like, everybody was feeling that shit.
Yeah.
So we were kind of like, yo, like, we understand you had to find this guy, but why did you have to go that extreme? And then when that cop said that to us, man, we were like, yo, that was a real... My mom showed me the Rodney King video because all that shit happened around my birthday, but I didn't really connect it. I didn't really have any fuck the police energy. I was just like, my mother was like, yo, this place is going to blow up. Like, watch. And she was right. But that was the first time, like, I was like, okay, like, fuck these people, man. And then we heard a cop was killed like a couple weeks later, and we were all like pretty happy about it. But yeah, it was crazy. But this is like some sort of like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand
right here.
They're looking for some rapist, but because he fits that basic profile.
Yeah, I think that's a training issue.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you don't shoot at the person, but instead you have something that's going to incapacitate them very quickly. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that we have a tool for that, but you see it portrayed in movies. Like, they shoot something and it's like this big net that just goes around somebody and...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're saying we can send people to the moon and we can create stuff that can kill all of us on the planet, but we can't figure that out? Like, I feel like that we're just not... If we don't have the capability to do that, we're not trying very hard to find that.
No, I agree. With the leaps of technology that we have... If we truly wanted to have, if we really truly wanted to have non-lethal ways of handling shit, I think we could have, and I think you're right. We don't have the motivation to do that. But
so sick.
But see, that's what people didn't realize. Like down in the hood, like the cops had.
Michelle's pregnant! Yay!
What?
Hey, Vid and Sori, so my husband and I got some surprising news today. I hadn't been feeling well and I noticed I was late. My doctor confirmed it today. I am pregnant again, my loves.
Oh! Hey, blessed be the fruit! Especially after after kids. Shout out to Michelle. That is great.
Congratulations.
I love that. Okay, so this is kind of like a fantasy of like killing the cops and basically getting away with it, because he says to the rest of the punks, quit the force to get slaughtered, use stealth, play alleys, jet. We'd rather not alert them nosy federales yet. So jet means like run. Keep the local random cases in each state, escape the beaches for the season and be straight. Call up on your nightstand, yada yada yada. So it's like you're doing all this like stuff against the cops, you're killing the sergeants, yada yada yada, you're ending the police force, and then you go on the beach and chill. Like, that's a fantasy, that's not gonna happen. But he probably wrote that after, probably another Sean Bell or whatever the situation. Like, I know a couple rappers, and like others have done it too. They've written songs about like hurting police, and like I said, I've written about 2, and I love them, but I'll never release them.
Yeah.
One of them is like so hyped and whatever. It's like, yeah, it's not a good idea. All right, this is my favorite song so far. 9.7. 9.7.
9.2. 9.2.
Shout out to M Death Fan. Gang, gang, gang. We shall return, dear listener. More MF Mob Doom. Thin out.
Sori out.
Gone. Body count with Ice-T. Very true. Very true, dear listener. I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. It shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener.
Okay. So, we are doing an MF Doom deep dive mega stream. Up next, we have JJ Doom, Governor. This track is off the 2012 collaboration with famed British producer Gennaro Jarl, titled Key to the Cuffs, under the artist name JJ Doom. In 2010, Doom was on tour in Europe and was denied re-entry into the States because he never had official citizenship papers from having been born in London and never properly naturalized. As such, he had to move to London, and this album focuses primarily on British culture. It includes features from Beth Gibbons, from Portishead, Damon Albarn from Gorillaz, and Blur.
Portishead is they're a band, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Also, I think a type of meat. And a remix by Thorm York from Radiohead. Doom manages to rhyme. Look.
Jeffalukulu in this track, and that's pretty much all you need to know when it comes to lyrical ability.
All right.
Jeffalukul. What is that? That must be some British phrase, huh? That must be some phrase that British people use. Somebody, hey, listen, is that Negative Vibes? Negative Vibes. Spell that out phonetically. Like, what is that supposed to sound like? Now I'm really excited to hear this song because I just want to hear that part.
Look. It's one of the
sometimes referred to by the Numinum E15 is one of the smaller caps of Iceland. Okay. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. All right, guys, here we go. That's a volcano in Iceland. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Let's go. The name of the song is I Afja Ajokul.
Governor.
Governor. All right, hold on. Let me find it. Where are you, Mr. Governor?
It's not spelled like governor is spelled. Yeah, there you go.
G-U-V?
Yeah.
Looks like I had it.
You're smart.
Catch a throatful from the fire vocal with ash and molten glass like I am Jala Joko. The volcano out of Iceland. He'll conquer and destroy the rap world like the white man. Learn.
Wait. Did he do it already?
He just did it.
Hold on. Let me get these lyrics up here.
Catch a throatful from the fire vocal. Stop. With ash and molten glass like the... And then he said it.
All right, say it.
The volcano out of Iceland.
All right. Let's see it again. Catch a throatful of the fire vocal.
Catch a throatful from the fire vocal with ash and molten glass like I am Jala Joko. The volcano out of Iceland. He'll conquer and destroy the rap world like the white man. Learned from a pro as a mentor. Started with a bird nest and burnt it to a cinder. Gotta get the party kicking. Plus your little charred body smelted like chicken. As the dollar continues to lose momentum, you need land for murdered Indians to represent them. Gold is up, urging all thugs. Trading y'all change for cash and splurging on drugs. A more secure investment, food and water, a couple of gallons for your cutest daughter. And thank him as a Yankee fellow Southerner. Don't forget the general rank, hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Vocals spill over like the rolling hills of Dover or the Gulf oil disaster, preferred after. Depends on your status or your stature, whether you benefit from the prior or the latter. Get the fatter check split, and how much for 100,000 tons of correct sit? Sell a Chinese half-price seafood, prices like a real nice street dude. Who can knock the most dead birds out the sky and then spread a lie and say you know why? Bet. Get the machine, blame it on the fireworks, clean up. Y'all know where to send the wire jerks. Black teeth still snack on sweets and get stacks with the Queek Monqueek. They used to sell CDs, now they got fake weed. Seeds burning trees is potpourri. Buyer beware, had to tell us one liar, sire be fair. At least untie her hair from the chair while I'm here. I hate play loving her, JJ for governor.
MF Moth and Doom. He did. He made that rhyme, and it wasn't very belabored. It worked. It worked in the song. Okay. I'll give it to you there, Doom. Yep. I'll give it to you there.
Got that antihistamine.
Yeah. I made antihistamine go really good. I did. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That's another song. I got a lot of unreleased.
You do.
I got a lot of unreleased joints, but yeah, I was very proud of that antihistamine line. I don't know what came before it though. How'd that go?
I don't know. All I can hear is got that antihistamine.
Shit, I forgot that line. Not the one I'm not the guy, not to the fool. Killing ain't a mystery if you ain't gonna shoot no missile. Oh, okay, yeah.
There it is. Yeah. There it is.
Killing ain't no mystery. If you're gonna shoot, don't miss me. You crackers got it. It's for I got that antihistamine. Ooh. Boom, boom, boom. You're supposed to say
that's
boom,
your
boom,
boy.
Boom. You're supposed to say boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's too late. I got that antihistamine. Okay. With a throat full of the fire vocal with ash and molten glass like Jokal.
The volcano out of Iceland.
See.
He's like, nobody's gonna know, so I gotta tell you.
Like, I gotta educate you.
Real clear.
I gotta educate you.
This is some
bastards.
Sori level rapping. Thank you, sir.
Out of Iceland, yeah. He'll conquer and destroy the rap world like the white man. That's a funny line. That's a very, very funny. That's a very, very funny line because conquer, destroy the rap world like the white man. You know, like the white man conquers and destroys the world. Something wrong with y'all. Was it the brother? Was it Yakub with the technology? You know that Yakubian is now like a slur in the internet world. Yeah, Zonia's beefing with this dude, and he was talking about Ukraine. And he's like, "Man, I don't give a fuck about them Yakubians, man." He's talking about police brutality, and I was like, "Holy shit!" He said Yakubians, but I didn't know like I know where Yakub, you know, and all that came from, but I was like, so I checked up on this. I'm like, yo, he really meant it like that. That
he
shit
did?
was crazy. Yeah, so he said about the Ukrainians. That's fucked up, bro. Like, you could still like, you could feel bad for them too, even if you don't agree with the cultural narrative. You could feel bad just because you don't agree with the party line on Ukraine doesn't mean you should just be like, man, fuck them Yakubians. That's horrible. That's so bad.
And the word itself is very funny, though, right?
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious to me, bro. It's hilarious to me. Like, Allah knows what to do. Like hopefully if I go to Florida, I don't run into them people, because those are my folks. I love them people.
I was scrolling through Facebook.
Big head soldiers.
You know how you see those suggested friends? I saw this guy. He looked so much like Yakub. I said to myself, whoa. I almost scrolled up so it would be from eyes down and sent you the picture, then scrolled down. But then I said, this is wrong. I can't do this.
Yeah. Shout out to Yakub, man. Big head son. I saw they made fun of you in high school, bro. But you didn't have to like afflict us with these lab-made devils.
Stop it! Well, you didn't seem to mind so much.
Well, I mean, hey, it is funny though. Like the was it Tom McDonald? He said something about like white privilege or something. He was acting like he has no white privilege. The first rapper to win an Academy Award was Eminem. We didn't have any like Academy Award worthy rappers prior to Eminem.
Oh my gosh.
The only time rappers could start winning Academy Awards was after Eminem showed up. Then they were like, well, I guess we have to respect the art form now. One of us showed up in there. But they made sure to give Eminem the first Academy Award. Obviously, that doesn't mean he's not good, though. You see what I'm saying? Like when you talk about like white people come into a genre, it doesn't mean that he's not good. But obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you want to believe that all the rappers were trash prior to Eminem and then we finally got an Academy Award, or maybe there were other things happening. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there are other things that were factored into it. But shout out to Eminem though. But here's my thing about the Academy Awards zone. This is how I feel about a lot of things. I don't believe in pushing your way into groups or at tables where you're not invited. I don't believe in that. So, like, if I was around in the 60s and they had, you know, the segregation stuff, like, I wouldn't be fighting to go to some white person's restaurant. Mm-hmm. Open up your own restaurant. You're 15% of the given population. That's a 15% hit. And on top of that, you're going to also snag up some white allies. So open your own fucking restaurant. Mm-hmm. Let the free market do its thing.
Yeah.
And that racist bastard down the street will either say, well, shit, I got to let these Negroes in, or he's going to just lose his business. Either way. But I don't believe in, like, forcing...
Or you can have, like, Black Wall Street, and that could happen.
That's something completely different, though.
Why?
Because segregation and Black Wall Street are two different things. Segregation was just, look, you guys can't go over here, you can't mix with us, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm saying
Black
is... Black
Wall Street was them saying, all right, we're going to do our own thing. And then what happened?
No, I agree with that. And the second time around, instead of doing that, they just did integration. Because as soon as the integration stuff happened, then all the black shops started closing down because black people got this thing where they have to buy it from a white person. They got to get upset to buy white people. So that's my thing. It's like, who cares if they get an Academy Award? Like, why does a white Academy validate you? Why don't you just create your own hip hop awards? And the people that actually created the genre, most of whom are still alive, they can tell us who the greatest MC is. Why do we need the fucking appreciation of the academy? They don't know us, and that institution wasn't built for us. It's the same thing with public school. People going crazy over CRT. Why? Fucking take your kids out of that institution. The institution wasn't built for you. It was not built for your kid. It wasn't built to produce a black child that's going to stand up straight and be proud of himself. That's not what the public school system was built to produce. I'm not mad at those people. I'm not mad at those people for that.
Yeah.
You know, people started, their kids started coming home and saying, holy shit, our ancestors really fucked up people. Holy shit, we didn't fucking send you to that institution for you to come back and say that shit. We sent you there to tell you that you were the king of the world and all this shit. We didn't want you to fucking come out here and be upset at the... So... I look at that stuff and I'm like, I'm not mad at any of that stuff. Like the Academy Awards, that's not our institution. The public school system, that's not our institution. If we pool our resources together, we don't need them. That's my thing. Yeah. But of course, that message got...
I think if you can have that mentality about it, that you're gonna come up a lot less stressed on the other side and a lot more empowered. Jimmy, look up Vin and Sori live. Yeah. Literally that.
No, I agree with that. I agree. But we would be black people in America, and Death Fan. Obviously, when you have an institution like the Academy Awards, and Eminem is the first rapper that wins an Academy Award, obviously that's telling you the institution wasn't built for you, and that's okay. I'm not going to act like there's no difference. I'm not going to act like... Only people in M Death Fan situation can say things like, what's we? Where's the we? Because it's not happening on the other side.
Yeah.
So, I don't live in that world. I live in the real world. So, in the real world, there is a we. But I'm saying is like, you can't be mad at those people. The institution... The stuff that we're creating is for my family. It's not to benefit other people. Like... in the way that's supposed to benefit our family,
right?
Like obviously as Christians,
it will benefit other people. But
the goal of the family is to set up our family empire. It's for our crew. It's not for other people. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Europeans saying, "Hey, we built this institution for our people, and we want to create an entire."
Well, I'm saying yes. I see what you're saying, but it. Obviously, I'm on the other side of it, so it's like sick to me to see the other side of it. Well. But I understand your reaction in going about it that way. I think that's the healthiest.
Yeah, I think so that's just a funny line. He'll conquer and destroy the white world like the white man. That's a smart line. Learn from a pro as a mentor. Started from the burnus and burn it to a cinder. That'll get the party kicking. Plus your little charred body smelted like chicken. As the dollar continues to lose momentum, he needed land from murdered Indians that represent him. See, that's the thing is that now we're Americans. We need to start to understand what's that supposed to mean. Well, what it's supposed to mean is there are people, Death Fan, who are the descendants of these Indians, for example, or these natives that were butchered, and to this day their people are completely destroyed and ruined. The public school system is not for those people. So you could say you're Americans all you want, but the people that are actually live in America have a completely different experience from you. And although you think it's a virtuous thing to say none of those things matter anymore, we're all Americans, to the rest of us that are still experiencing this shit in 2022, it still matters because the shit still happens. Now listen, when I can roll up on a police officer and end his life in 1.2 seconds on camera and I don't even get indicted, then I'll say that you and I are Americans and we get treated equally. So when I can do that, and I can get away with it like that, or if I shoot up a synagogue, and the police catch me, and I somehow end up alive out of that altercation, and then they take me to my favorite burger joint before I get booked, then I'll say that we're in the same America. But until then, I'm sorry, bro, I can't go there with you. We're not the same America. We're not treated the same, and I'm okay with that because I know how to navigate that situation. But it looks to me like he's being able to be in another country now. Looking back at America, he's able to see things a little bit more clear.
Shout out to Ultimate Musings for the donation to help her with her schooling.
Ultimate Musings? Yes, shout out to Ultimate Musings. Gang, gang, gang. That's what we're about. Keep up the giving, ladies and gents. Okay.
Link is in the description of both of these.
And tweeting and retweeting and sharing the link is also a way of helping if you can't. You know, we're in a recession now, believe it or not. So there's that. Vocal spillover like the rolling hills of Dover or the Gulf of Oil disaster if you preferred you're after. The Gulf oil disaster. There's been a couple of these massive oil spills that have really like destroyed the freaking like planet. That, you know, I actually became planet conscious pretty early because when I first came to this country, there was a disaster that had happened. I forgot what it was. It was maybe it was an Exxon oil spill. I'm not sure. But I remember them like cleaning the oil off these seals, these little baby seals. And my mother was there. And like my mother said that God was going to judge our country for that. And yeah, so that was when I first came to this. Something happened in the late 80s. Some sort of spill happened in the 80s or whatever. So
I didn't know you were.
It was very interesting. What?
Conscious of that stuff.
Well, I really wasn't, but the way that my mother talked about it, she brought God into it. She said that God was going to judge us for destroying all these, you know. And I said, well, Ma, they're animals. And she said, yeah, but God made them and you can't, you know, this is just because of our greed and all the rest of it. I couldn't. I think it might have been the Exxon Valdez thing, yeah. It was a major thing, and my mother was so angry when they were shooting these commercials about, I think it was Exxon was shooting commercials like, yes, we fucked up, but here's this fireman with this seal, and it was provided by Exxon, and we're cleaning up our own. It was some crazy thing.
You know how many things
I remember my mom just cussing him out on the TV, and I'm like, holy shit, my mom was really mad about this shit. I didn't understand.
So you cleaned off a couple seals and ducks, but I bet a bunch of them died.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah. And the entire ecosystem in that. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure to this day, it's all fucked up. Like that was some crazy shit. If you're preferred, depends on your status of stature, whether you benefit from the prior or the latter. That shit is crazy. So, depending on where you are in society, is going to depend on whether or not you benefit from all these big oil disasters and things of that nature. Because, you know, the whole 1%. That shit is crazy. Yeah, it looked like, although he was talking, you know, those oil spills and leaks just do unfathomable damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because you're talking about tons and tons going into the ocean. Like, I don't care what people say. Like, I think to this day we're probably reaping the benefits of the Exxon Valdez, and there have been other spills since that as well. There was one that happened in
how
like,
they clean something like that up.
Yeah, how do you clean something like that up? Like,
I don't see how you can't just light it.
How do you recover?
Fire.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about tons of this shit.
Oh, I know.
You know, then that, you know, goes right into the atmosphere and then comes down in the water cycle. I mean, there's just no way around it. There's no way that you can do something like that to this planet and not have it have serious ramifications for lifetimes. Like, and it's happened on multiple occasions, and there's really no accountability. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's almost like being able to be outside of that of America helped him to reflect on American life a little bit, because at least in this song anyway, Vicarious, he goes, clean it up easy, call Jesus. Yeah, how do you know Jesus wants to bail you out of that mess that you created? He might just say, you know what, sin is its own punishment, you greedy capitalists. Okay, 9.4, really deep song.
Yeah, 9.4 as well for me. I liked the way that the flow of it.
I did too. I like this guy's flow. MF Doom's flow is one of the best, and we've seen, like, from 1999. I don't know what year this came out, but he has the same flow, but at the same time, there's enough variation to where the shit is it's still different. We got another MF Doom song coming your way. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. Get out.
Sori out.
Gone. All right, there, listener. One more song, then we out of here. That was 2012. Holy shit. I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. It shall lead them
to buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener.
All right, the MF Doom Deep Dive stream. We are on our last song.
Unfortunately, and according to Negative Vibe, last track of this night and his last track ever. Damn.
Oh.
Damn. Rest in peace to the big homie. Rest in peace to the big homie.
What happened to him?
I mean, I don't want to speculate on it, but he died at 49, and it wasn't COVID, and his son had died.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his brother when you said that. Oh, okay. I do remember what you said.
Yeah, so.
Okay. MF Doom and Bad Bad Not Good, the Chocolate Conquistadors. This is the final non-feature recording that MF Doom ever released. The track was released initially into one of the radio channels in the game Grand Theft Auto Online in December of 2020. MF Doom passed away on Halloween of 2020, but the announcement wasn't made until New Year's Eve, when it was confirmed that the world lost what could very well have been the most uniquely talented lyricist of all time. Doom was notoriously private with his personal life, and as such, cause of death was never announced. This hopeful-themed upbeat track is a collaboration with Canadian jazz combo Bad Bad Not Good, who provided the live recorded music. Okay.
All right. Here it is, the last song from the big homie, from our brother MF Doom. Here's Jambi. Nothing happened to him. It's just Negative Vibe telling us it's his last stream. Jambi probably doesn't know that he's dead.
Right.
All right, guys, here we go. MF Doom. What did we say the title of the song was?
This one is called, well, the Chocolate Conquistadors.
Conquistadors. All right, Chocolate Conquistadors. Let's do it.
Kind of a jazz feel.
Niño, vente conmigo, escúchame. Te cuento unas cosas de unos hombres. Ayer, estos hombres eran hombres bravos. Llegaban de África con la fuerza de la belleza. Ay, mijo, conquistaban la ignorancia y la bestia de humanidad. Daban al mundo la luz y la fe, también el Dios cósmico. Nos llamamos los Conquistadores. Chocolates.
Yeah. I knew he was going to say chocolates. Yo, this is a crazy line. Because as a black person, how do you teach your kids about slavery? Because this is one of the things that my white friends don't understand. when they say things like, "Oh, we're all Americans. We have to learn we're all Americans." You have to teach your sons how you got here, and you. Black people in this country are the products of rape, metaphorically and literally. All black people in this country are the products of rape. So, which obviously has implications for a lot of things, which is one of the reasons why I have positions about other topics, but I want to keep it focused on MF Doom. And so, imagine if you were a father of a son who was the product of rape, and you had to finally sit down and explain that to him. That's kind of what it's like to be black in America and explain to your children how we got here. What's fascinating about this, about the way he does it here, he says, "Come with me and I'll tell you some things about some men. Oh, these men, they were valiant men that arrived from Africa." See what he's doing? So instead of, and this is kind of what I was explaining previously about there were certain institutions that were made for certain people and not made for other people. Because there's a consciousness of the psychology of how explaining the transatlantic slave trade is going to affect his children. So there's a consciousness of how he's saying that, instead of just saying, yeah, you know, these white people that showed up and blah, 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 and they took you and blah, 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 you know, and so by the end of the school year, the kid walks out with an inferiority complex and the white kid walks out with a superiority complex, and both of them don't know that they have those complexes. So if you explain to a person, yo, that's a racist shit to say, they'll say, what are you talking about? I have a racist bone in my body. And they believe that, I believe that they believe what they're saying. But this is and I'm certain it's the same thing that indigenous people have to deal with when they're explaining what happened to their folks. Because their folks, you have to explain how you got here and how indigenous native people are in the current condition they're in.
Right.
How did this happen? Are we just a group of people who are just horrible and fucked up and can't handle alcohol or whatever? Or did something else happen? So that's one of those things that people that don't have those experiences cannot understand. So like you know, when you were coming up, what did they call the slave drive, like managers or something? I found some weird homeschool book where they were calling the slave owners managers or something like that. So what's fascinating is like white people.
I don't remember what they said. It was the same. Like those were the books that we used. I was just so horrified by the topic, and right. I had separated myself from what they had done because I was like, oh, these people, they would have been considered religious though, wouldn't they have been?
Yes.
But we didn't understand that. So I just thought like, oh, these are evil white people. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, we're the Christians. We would never do something like this. Not realizing, and they never told us that some of the pastors that we were looking up to, you know, rallied against stopping slavery. So it wasn't, yeah.
So he says, oh, my son, they conquered ignorance and the beasts of humanity, which is, you know, 5%er and Nation of Islam type theology, that the black man comes from God and that the you know, the Europeans are essentially beasts or Neanderthals or whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They gave light and faith to the world and also the cosmic God. We call them the chocolate conquistadors. So he's talking about enslaved people as conquerors. And he's recasting them as conquerors, and he's recasting them. I think the best recasting I've ever heard of this was from the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, where he said, he was talking about black people always wanting acceptance from white people in their institutions. And he said, what the hell is wrong with you? Don't you know who you are? And then he said, you are the descendants of the, you know, X% who are able to suffer the brutality of the Middle Passage. Because there are a lot of us that never made, a million people, low estimate, that didn't make it from Africa, you know, through the Middle Passage. And so he said, you know, he's using a little bit of Darwinian sort of natural selection, like, if you were able to survive all of that shit, and then if our ancestors were able to survive that and all the rest of it, and we were able to create things like Black Wall Street, how dare you hang your head? You're not facing more opposition than they did.
Right.
and they were able to make it, and you're the sons and daughters of those people that were able to survive anything. There's nobody on the planet that can survive what you have survived, genetically speaking.
Right.
It's a very powerful way of teaching about the transatlantic slave trade. You're not taught that as a black kid in school.
No.
And what's fascinating is when the white kids were coming home and saying, hey, our ancestors are really fucked up people, white folks immediately said, whoa, 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 we gotta fix this here. Even though it was true.
What do you mean?
They called that critical race theory.
Oh. Right.
And they went crazy. If Tucker and all those people went crazy.
Yeah.
Because they know that even teaching the history provides a certain mental residue after the history is taught. They're trying to pretend, hey, we're just trying to... But they know that you have to put a context around it because there are subliminal meanings to the history that you teach, depending on what angle you want to take. And I can assure you, when I was in the 5th grade at Port Malabor Elementary, Mr. Pegram, God bless him, was not telling me that I was at the pinnacle of natural selection, and that's how my genetic pool survived that horrific travel from Africa to America via the Middle Passage. They were not teaching it that way for obvious reasons. I do remember doing a lesson in school about slavery where you had to write from the perspective of the slave master as to why you didn't want to free your Negroes. I'm dead ass serious. So
wait, say that again.
My point is the opening verse here to me is unbelievable poetry. Because this is how he's talking about the transatlantic slave trade, and it has so many implications, and that's just the intro to the song. So now we're going to the actual song.
Oh yeah, we didn't even finish the song.
We continue.
Wait, hold on. When you're saying that stuff, I think to myself, well, that's true. I didn't. What is that? Sickle cell anemia. That I knew that black people had that, but I didn't know that genetically they would be stronger because of. The weak couldn't survive.
Right.
So that is kind of peculiar. That why would anybody even tell me that information? Why would I need to know that?
Of course. Like Germany, for example. Germany, when they teach about the Holocaust, they have an agenda behind that teaching, which is we're never going to replicate the Holocaust in Germany.
Yeah.
Of course they are with their babies, but at least racially you're safe in Germany. Your age not so safe, but racially you'll be safe in Germany. But the point is they're teaching that information. They have a very specific agenda. And there's reasons that there are no statues to Hitler and all that stuff allowed in Germany. There's reasons for that. So when people try to pretend, oh, we're just teaching history and we're just telling what happened. No, you're not telling what happened. You're telling what happened, just like the gospel writers. Yeah, of course they were recording history. Bart Ehrman says they're recording history. But the gospel writers obviously had an agenda.
Yeah.
Anybody that teaches history has an agenda for the future.
Right, yeah.
That's a fact. So that's the point of that. Like the way that he explained that is so beautiful. And it's also, it stuck out to me because he lost his son a couple years prior, MF Doom did. And again, there's speculation that the loss of his son is related to his death. So in the last song that he's doing, he's teaching a young boy as a father about finding a way to maintain pride and dignity as a black man, considering the circumstances that brought you here. It's just very touching to me because there's not a lot of moments like that in the black community in the media. Mm-hmm. So that's why I like that first little verse was very touching to me. Yeah. And especially one of the things I learned about the community was the indigenous population and the bullshit indigenous people have went through. And I've the kinship that I feel with them has been heightened. Larry, obviously the main one being Pony, but I do have that kinship with those people because of that. But anyway, that to me is one of the most amazing just words of poetry. Forget lyrics, just poetry in general. That's amazing.
On a happy
Legitimize
note,
living lies.
Our baby is doing 10 weeks, and he has hiccups right now.
Yes, the fetus does have hiccups.
The clump of cells.
The
currently.
Clump. Well, you want him, so he's a baby. If we didn't want him, then he'd be a fetus.
Terrible.
Then we could do whatever we wanted with him. Oh my God! God help these people.
He's
Holy
clearly
shit.
head down, and he has hiccups.
Yeah. God help these people. Holy smokes, these people. Okay, here we go. Here are the lyrics, guys. Here are the lyrics. Let's go back a little bit.
También el Dios cósmico. Los llamamos los Conquistadores.
Chocolates.
Chocolates. Legitimize living lies, channel the cosmos. These God flows here to civilize. Hear them footsteps, here come the Moors, Neanderthals and scores, eating wild boars. Thousands of years on tour, organize y'all, wild whores, smelling like animals through the pores, on all fours. Foul cannibals hear the roars, raw flesh, rebellious and lawless, taught by the autochthonous, all blessed, all dressed in garbs of royalty. Gods we swore to be, righteous laws accordingly. Educated by the highly elevated, melanated, and mind renovated. Once they stumble across the right answer, remarkably similar to Wakanda, White Panther. Herbs combat cancer, detoxing the liver, sexual enhancers. Symbolisms in Hollywood, jolly good. Shows us how evil will manifest, or probably could. Divine beings, mind freeing. Conquistadores, chocolates. Through the corridors of deep space, high beings, all I see in fine meaning, clairvoyant mind reading, nervous system, service wisdom, flow superior, determined rhythm, electricity, eccentricity, Afrocentric synchronicity, in the air everywhere taking over, chocolate conquerors, supernova, educating, dominating, time deflating, bomb on Satan, wickedness gone, soaring shaking, force awakens. It's time. Back to them caves, Conquistadores, chocolates.
Back to the caves. Making reference to Neanderthals, back to the caves, etc. That's the Nation of Islam. Beethoven or anything.
Okay, babe, you know that. First of all, shout out to Kai, who also made a donation to Pony's friend's schooling. Thank you for that.
Of course. Let's talk about this again real quick. Pony's got a friend that's about to go to school or graduate school.
Well, she's in college, but she had, at the start of this, she had $613 left to pay for her schooling this fall. And so if anybody can make any donations, I put the link in the description of both both channels. It's also here in the stream. And like I said before, like, even if you're like, I only can do $1, don't feel embarrassed about $1. Like, anybody that does that is just, they're helping. So
we're in the middle of a recession.
Yeah, anything that
giving
anybody,
$1 is pretty freaking significant. If you can't give $1, do not feel bad about yourself at all. Retweet it.
Right.
Retweet it. Put it on Facebook. Raising awareness is just as important. Sometimes it's done even more. So, okay.
Babe, the first verse, right? Remember that? So there was like this rap song with this guy and this girl, and he's like rapping real smooth and slow, and then she starts singing. You show it to me every once in a while.
Oh, the Ich Bin Here.
Yes. Didn't the first verse kind of sound like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to go back to that style, but he didn't. He only did that style in verse 1.
Yeah, there's a lot of 5%er Louis Farrakhan shit in here. And we talked about this, like, when we talked about, like, he talked about Neanderthals, people living in caves, things of that situation. Educated, dominated, time deflating, bomb on Satan. Again, in Nation of Islam theology and sociology, Satan is a very real, active group of persons and systems in the world today. The wicked is gone, torn and shaken, force awakens. It's time back to them caves, Conquistadors, chocolates, because in Farrakhan's mind state that things are going to get back to normal, and then, the devil's going to go back to where he came from, which is, the caves of, whatever. So this song depresses the hell out of me, bro, because this song, especially like that section at the end with the jazz and the funk and it was like, damn, bro, because I had mentioned, like, I wish he would have got into some new metal, you know what I'm saying, or metal, because the references that he makes are so accessible to people. This one was specifically for black people, and a specific group of a kind of black people. This is for the conscious 5%er Nation of Islam type. It's full of those little Easter eggs. I'm not even gonna break them down, just because I don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want people to misunderstand this dude. But there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like, if you're familiar with that theology and that ideology, he put a lot in here, and it's crazy to me that it's like this is his last song.
Yeah.
He's talking to his son, and then there's all that jazz and just the brilliance of black music and what we were able to do. But I wish he would have been around longer, man, because he was only 49. And the way that rap is right now, like with the melody and the usage of melody, there's so many things he could have done, like, and even to cross over. And he was so willing to cross over with other people. We only heard 8 songs, so maybe he's done work with some metalheads. I'm not sure. I'm waiting for thank you, by the way, Clay, for the super chat. What is that? He's got some.
I saw
that's weed
smoking. Well, no, it doesn't.
Is that weed or is that cigarette? I would much rather it be weed than cigarette, bro. Like that cigarette's that should have killed.
And then he's looking and coffee.
And he's got the coffee, but yes. Shout out to Michelle. But yeah, it's so sad, man, because he was so good as a lyricist.
Sad.
That he had mastered rapping, that, like, I would have loved, because I know people like him, like, they get restless and they have to create, and like, he would force himself to do something, like, completely different, you know what I'm saying, and like, especially if he was able to collab with all these different types of bands, like, he would have been insane, like, man, but again, like, that's what happens, man, like, you run into somebody who's a creative genius, like that. That's kind of one of the drawbacks of it. They tend to be mercurial, and sometimes they check out.
Too soon.
For whatever reason, you know, before what we consider before their time. He had 3 albums come out in the same year, in 2004. So like, it's just a crazy thing. Like, dude definitely was on a different take, and he really was a pure artist. This obviously is my favorite song for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
A lot of reasons. This reminds me of like being at 149th and hearing the Nation of Islam preachers, and then they have the bean pie and the Final Call newsletter, and you would hear so much stuff like this.
Really?
Oh yeah. You'd hear so much stuff like this. So it's crazy to me. Like, this is dude's last song. Like, this is the last song we heard from this guy, and it was so good. And his, you know, it spanned. Was it 2016 or whatever? When was this last song? You know, he took us from 1999, his first record, all the way to his last song, which I don't know when that came out.
Well,
but
it was this one. It says that it was released in the game Grand Theft Auto Online in December of 2022.
Wow.
2020. I'm sorry, 2020. But he had passed away on Halloween.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
yeah, this one was 2020. So like you spanned all the way.
Yeah.
He kept the core of his sound, but he never got too repetitive, and there was so much variance, and you could see his growth, man. It's a real loss, man. And like I said, it part of the reason like it's affected me like that is because like I just missed him, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he was underground prior to 1999, but if I'd have been like really had my head to the street, like on the hip hop side, I would have caught this dude eventually. You know what I'm saying? Especially in New York, I'd have been able to see him. I'm sure. You saw everybody in New York. If you wanted to, like, you would see,
Yeah.
you know, all the acts that you wanted to see. Everybody came to New York, and a lot of times it was like these dingy. I remember we had this. It was on 14th Street. Korn went to play. All these massive it's like a dingy, like, it was smaller than Cell. CBGB's. The name of the place was CBGB's. And it's like this legendary place on, you know, the D train, 14th Street or whatever.
Small?
In Greenwich Village, huh?
It was small?
It was very small. Yeah, comparatively, like, for venues that major bands. But it's New York. It's CBGB's. It's legendary, yada, yada, yada. So every band has to go there. It's closed down now, I think. But, like, my point is, like, I would have been able to see this dude live. And in the documentary, it's crazy because there was this kid that met him before the show, and the kid, like, went insane, was crying. Black dude, like, city kid, crying, and then, like, he shot him out from the stage, and the kid lost his mind. He's like, yo, MF Doom said I was T Boogie or something like that. He gave me a nickname. Like, the dude was losing it. He was crying, and, like, this was a real, like, he was a real city dude. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, bro, to, like, I could have been there. Like, I could have seen this guy live and in person. Like, that's a crazy thing that, like, that gets me about this song. And like I said, it is positive and stuff like that. Like, it's definitely, like...
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that, like, you know, obviously I was raised in white culture. But there's not really, like, or at least the way that I was raised, there wasn't, like, this celebratory, like the way that you are about black culture and the way that you celebrate and the way that you, like, in this song, like, when he's talking about it and he's like, oh my son, they conquered ignorance, the beasts of humanity, they gave light and faith to the world, and also, you know what I mean? Like, he's giving it there's so much power behind it. And, like, a lot of times, like, when I obviously never this is terrible sounding to say obviously, but I never wished that I was a black person. I mean, I was pretty happy and content where I was, you know. But when you talk about it and you go on about it, it does make me wish I was a part of that because of the way, like, the importance that you place on it. Plus, you know, I'm always casted as the white devil, so I mean, my God. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that this is so important.
Yeah, straight devil, bro.
I think that this is so important to be able to give that to your children. And I remember, like, when,
100%.
you know, I had history taught to me a certain way, and then, like, as I'm talking about history with the kids in the way that I was taught it, like I noticed like I was like slowing down because I was like, well, wait a minute, like, because when we were talking about history, like you could get on the real emotional side of like, you know, a particular story, like, you know, Kunta Kinte and like what happened to him and the people that surrounded him, and like all those events were just so horrific. But then there was the almost non-emotional side of it, which is just, you know, slavery happened, we overthrew it, we're on to another phase now. It's almost like there's not really a whole lot, but you can't say slavery happened. It's like you said at the beginning of all this, which was really eye-opening to me when you said, like, if you had to sit down with your son and explain to him where he came from and he was a product of rape, how difficult that conversation would be. And obviously, if my son was the product of rape, that means I got raped, and you have to tell my son that that's the story of his mother also. You don't want your kid to see you like that. You don't want them to have that picture in their head. So yeah, so I think that like when, you know, when we're talking about that, it's like, okay, this was our history. And when I'm saying to my kids, like, that's when I started like slowing down about the discussions of like, because what has stuck out to me in history, one of the things was slavery and how, you know, like we are not in that place anymore. But then I stopped talking about that stuff because I felt like felt like I couldn't present it in a way that wasn't going to, like, I didn't know what damage that was going to cause by me talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
So I just let you really be the one that was going to talk about that because I didn't want it to be, you know, I just knew that I was so ignorant in the sense of I lacked knowledge on the subject and how that was going to influence my black children. And I think, you know, now I've been more into your culture for longer. So, you know, when it's time to teach, you know, Reza and Orion, I think it will be a little bit different.
Yeah, and that's why he says, taught by the autochthonous, and it's all blessed, all dressed in garbs of royalty, gods were sworn to be, righteous laws accordingly. So that would be, autochthonous would be the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Outside of colonial influence.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about there. All dressed in garbs of royalty, gods were sworn to be. 5% Nation of Islam. That because the black man is the first creation of God, he is the son of God himself, and then other peoples are the sons of us. Right? Which is why I said black women invented childbirth. We're very good at it. Why are black women? Why do they have the highest mortality rate in America? And of course the Margaret Sanger and her Nazi friends say the solution is abortion to black maternal mortality. It's stuck for God forgive you people. Holy shit. These are some wicked people. This song's a 10 for me. I really, really love this song. It's a deep song, and like I said, there's a lot of Easter eggs if you're very familiar with 5%er theology and Nation of Islam. There's a lot in there. Shout out to MF Doom. I would have loved to have a conversation with this guy. It's a real loss, man.
Yeah.
This is like the worst I've felt, but I'm glad that I feel this way because I'm like, yo, I just discovered an artist that has years and years of work in his discography that I can now get back in and listen to.
Yeah.
Because this dude is this is a kind of rap that I'm into, and I feel like this is a kind of rap that's timeless. So thank you very much, Negative Vibes and River Off. Even though it's like I'm not ending on like a Spike the Football energetic and happy, like I'm very content with the fact that I know that this guy's discography is here and that he is worth listening to because holy shit, like I missed out on a big one. I'm glad that I discovered Korn. Like I don't think I would change it. I wouldn't change it. I'm glad I didn't come up with Doom, so now I get to meet him and I've got a lot of I got a ton of music to go through now. So I'm very, very, very grateful for that. But holy shit, man, 49 years old. We could have used his commentary, especially coming up with this election, man.
I know,
because you know, did he ever get it back to America? I wonder, because he had.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or did he stay trapped?
Hey, you should have had me on that job, bro.
He could have got you in
I could have got you
with
in like that. I could have got you in like that. A little visit from the lady in the embassy in New York City. That was the funnest. I can't believe that shit, bro. That was crazy. That Homeland Security guy was so mad at me. I was just looking at dude, smiling. You know how I get. He was so angry. He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let this go."
You have a way of spiking the football without saying anything.
I spiked the hell out of the football on that guy, bro. Honestly. He's like, "This is gonna get federal." I was like, "Word, it's gonna get federal, word." Hey, shout out to the TSA. Shout out to Homeland Security. Shout out to that devil trying to keep me away from my family. Love all you people. It's a 10 for me. It's a 10 for me.
9.8 for me.
Shout out to Brooke. Brooke, I rambled.
Somebody anonymous gave another donation, so thank you to the anonymous donator for donating to her schooling stuff.
No.
Alrighty.
Yeah, shout out to the devil. Sori knows what I'm talking about. Shout out to all the devils out there.
Oh boy.
Easy 10 for me. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 9.8.
We got another niece and nephew coming.
Probably if I was you, it would definitely be a 10. Oh fuck. 10. I'll give it a 10.
Shout out to Clay. Shout out to Jambi. Jambi says he's anonymous. That means it almost certainly was not him. Jambi's too self-centered to worry about other people like that. All right. Seriously, Jambi shows up. It's immediately about him as soon as he shows up. Shout out to Jambi. We love you, buddy, with your selfish ass. Much love to everybody. Shout out to Raul. Shout out to Brooke. Busy Bee, Brooke Hornback, gang. Shout out to the Native American people. Shout out to Michelle and the new baby. Shout out to Amy Lee. We love all of you beautiful people. But most importantly, shout out to the big homie MF Doom. We'll see you again, inshallah. We really will. And shout out to Negative Vibes and River Roth. Damn, what a unique DJ stream this was. Thank you guys very much. May God forgive all the bots.
I know.
And help them not be as sick and perverted in the head. We love you all.
Yes, and may God bless our mods for jumping on that as soon as possible. Great job, you guys.
Yes, shout out to the mods.
Another night in the books.
R.I.P. Doom. R.I.P. Doom. Later to Kai. Obviously, Kai's my woods buddy. We're out in the woods with the devil. Vin out.
Sorry.